Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boy Jack, Dave, and then Nick filling in for the likes
Yo.
of Shawnee. Familiar face here, baby. But sorry for starting off so late here. But we got a threesome. We got a front three here today to watch the likes of this very, very, I would imagine, sort of season-defining game. If we've already missed out on all the other opportunities to get any sort of good result in season-defining games, this is our last and final chance, I must say. The battle for the Conference League, Nick. Exciting.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the end of the season, so it's going to be exciting. When you're a Tottenham supporter, that we either struggle for greatness or limp into mediocrity. But there's always something to play for, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? Hey, if it's Conference League, I'm on the boat that any kind of European game is worth trying to get into, man. So I want to see some fight out of these guys today.
I mean, I can't turn your nose up at anything. That's what I say. And I think any opportunity to win a trophy, Spurs should certainly take it seriously. I completely agree with you there. Davo, it's been a long time since I've seen you. How are you?
Yeah, we've been attached at the hip all morning, but I have it no other way, Jacko. Look, despite everything else that's going on around the club, despite the disappointing news yesterday, Tottenham not pursuing the Eagles, man, it's match day. And this is what I live for. These are the moments I wake up for. These are what I live for. Sitting here watching Tottenham Hotspur. I wish I could be at the games, but unfortunately, like I said in the pre-match build-up, because there's a big, massive ocean between me and Tottenham Hotspur, unfortunately, I can't be at them as regular as I'd like to be. But I'm still here. I'm ready to go, ready to support the boys. And I just hope they don't let me down, Jack. Too many times this year, they've let me down. But I just hope they don't this time. And just quickly as well, no Eric Dyer. People are saying because of injury. Yeah, I don't really believe it. I think he's getting the same Hugo Lloris treatment. And big up to Scooter Reacts member for 2 months. And he says, come on, you Spurs. And look, I'm just going to quickly give a run through some names because the game will be getting underway. We've got Reka V. Menin. Big up, my man. Good to see you. We've got Georgie Hill. Big up, lads. I've been listening to your at work. Dyer out with an injury with bunny rabbit ears. Georgie Hill. We've got Charlie Giza says, come on, you Spurs. Give it to Aston Villa. Big up Mark New as well. He says, big up Mason, absolute legend. He's the only manager with the cojones to drop Dyer. Big up Mark. Who else have we got? We've got Adzi. Big yourself up, Adzi. Says, big up, lads. Fair. For the W today. Come on, you Spurs. Big up me a W. Great to see you in the building as well. And thanks for your time on the pre-match build-up. We've also got the disabled team. Good result for you today, Leeds drawn. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man. Big up, Mark says, Levy messing us up the Eagles man higher. We all know how the club's focus is generating profits off the field. Levy is slowly destroying what was built. Definitely can't really argue with that, to be honest with you, Mark. Big up, Carl Simpson says, come on, you Spurs. Win today and pretty much Villa can't take over us in the league. Strong to the end of the season. So that's the biggest thing. We win today, we sort of take them out. Also, big up, Ribsy. Good to see you, Ribsy.
Top man, Ribsy.
And also, we've got Echo. Big shout out as being in the pre-match build-up as well. So I do prefer Ollie Watkins looking up, seeing Romero and Dyer in front of goal. 100%. And this is what it's all about. This is what I'm saying. People look up to see Dyer. They're rubbing their hands together and thinking, hey, you come up against Romero. We've seen it time and time again. Players want to keep the ball away. So that's what we need.
Spot on.
Also, David, great to see you in the building as well. The one and only David, good to see you. We've got Taku Baby as well. We also have Nigel Watson. Afternoon, guys. Get well, Shawnee. Exactly, everyone. Please give Shawnee a biggie get well. I know he's not. I know he's feeling under the weather, but he will be watching a bit of the watch along. So please share him the love. Big up Ruby too. Sean Maddox. One F1. Big yourself up. And Derek Hutchinson and Spurs 8-9 as well. Sorry, the introduction is so quick today. As you can see, we are far behind time. That is because of me. I don't shut up talking on these which means the watch along starts longer. So I do apologize on that behalf. And then Jacko Dark Sun G is in here as well.
Good to see you, Dark Sun G. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man. And he says, happy with the lineup and the bench. Hope for Richie and a sunny goal. I'm definitely hoping for that big Richie goal. You got two big fans of Richie here and the likes of Nick and myself here, Dark Sun G. So you can rest assured you're in good company with people who like to keep the faith in the big Rich. I support him being kept in the lineup today, Nick. I feel like Kulusevski's been given a lot of chances, and Richarlison has missed a lot of his chances through injury, which is kind of his own fault. But I don't know. I feel like Kulusevski's been given countless chances to sort of, maybe produce the goods. And Richie maybe less so. I think Danjuma, you would say more so than anybody else, deserves a chance. But
He
uh,
certainly, man.
but Richie, I mean,
Certainly.
you happy to see him in there? And then he's gone for a Sonny goal. And I must be honest, Sonny is he's hitting the marks. He's looking like his old self again, too.
It's amazing how that happened. Like as soon as Conte was confirmed that he wasn't coming back, all of a sudden Son starts to have good games again. Even when Stellini was in, he started picking good. So you know what? Hey man, Sonny's a atmosphere player. We're just gonna have to get used to that fact, man. But I'm happy with Richie being in the lineup too, starting too, man. In an odd way, I feel that him in the lineup, especially at the beginning of matches, it gives a little more solidity to our defense
Mhm.
because his unpredictability really throws other teams off, at least for the first 20 minutes. It
Yeah.
gives them something to think about where we don't have to be as worried about people running at our defenders as much because they're concentrating on him.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. He's a nuisance, Dark Sundry. He can run around like a chicken with his head cut off, but almost in a good way, but maybe more like a pigeon, really. Let's be fair. But yeah, Dark Sundry, I would say I'm happy that he stuck with the same 11. Could have made some tweaks here and there. Maybe could have thought about maybe dropping Davies or putting in Perisic somewhere. But you got to also think about the clean sheet and the fact that this lineup was able to get a clean sheet. Rest be assured it was only Crystal Palace, but it still was a clean sheet at the end of the day. So let's see if they can bring one here, Dark Sun G. Big up, my man. And we are kicked off here, everybody. Hopefully you can sync along with us. And it's good to see you all here joining us.
Referee blowing a free kick already. You joke.
Everyone smash that like button as well if you can for us. Sorry about getting started off a bit late here, but hopefully you are still, watching along and are joining along with us. We got Nick filling in for the likes of Shawnee. Everybody sent some love to Shawnee, but as we all know, Nick helps us out with a lot of things here on the channel, so he's a very familiar face, and so hopefully you guys.
I'm basically like the Danjuma of the Irish Hotspur. You never know when I'm going to pop up.
We're leaving you in the cold all the time.
Put in a shift, man. And I'll try to give it the wakey when I can. I just realized I'm sharing the match to you guys, but I'm not sharing it to myself. So I'm behind a little bit. So I got to get back in sync here.
Emo apparently giving away a free kick there. Or no, has it gone out for a corner? Yeah, it's gone out for a corner by the looks of things. Corner to Villa.
Come on.
1 minute in here.
This will be a good test of the back line nice and early. I honestly, I don't feel there's going to be any starter shows but the referee in the middle for some reason today. I don't know why.
Big up, Leighton Evelyn. Good to see you, my friend.
Big up, Leighton. Dying to happy clap again.
He's gone for a Desmond. That's not a bad scoreline, actually, Leighton.
Yeah, it's not bad from Leighton, to be fair. Hopefully you're keeping well, sir.
Oh, little mix up. Clear. Thank you, Hoiberg. Run, Richie.
Go on, Richie.
Run, Richie.
On the Midnight Express. Let's go.
Come on, man.
Put them
Take
after
him on, son. Keep running, baby.
This is what he's at. This is what he's good at. Go on. Hold him off. That's it.
Love that. Love that strength, son. Sir, he's all over him. Oh, well done, Rich. Great hold-up play. Getting us up the pitch there.
The player trying to turn it into an MMA fight. Did he not realize Bellator was last night?
Well done, Richie.
Come on. Let's go, Tottenham. I'm pumped for this day. I want European football next year.
Long lay on the ball here. Searching. Oh, he's finding Richie in behind.
Oh!
What are you doing, man? Take your time. He looked way offside.
Man, I think he knew he was offside right there. I don't know what the hell that attempt
was. Going for the spectacular, I guess. If he's not offside, I don't know what he's doing here. Yeah, he's way off.
He's gone too early.
He's years offside.
Jesus Christ. Come on. I want to hear, whoa, whoa. I want to hear that next season. Come on, Tottenham.
Emi Martinez.
With two Vuzelas next year.
Spurs pressing high here. Pedro Porro pressing high. Love it, Pedro.
It's not too late to join my new country that's formed, Porro Nation. You remember, Nick? Want to become a member?
Yeah, I've been a member since its inception, man. But, are you saying that all the inmates have been let out? There's been a jailbreak?
Yeah, do you know what it was, right? We were too hot to handle, so they said, look, rather than keep you contained in another country, just go and form your own country and have that lawlessness. So I said, why not? Paro, let's go. Let's form Paro Nation.
Nice.
Good pressure here by Spurs. They're playing, making Villa play it out. We're pressing them high up. Yeah, Dave, I think if you're part of the Porro Nation, you're born into incarceration of Pedro Porro. You're born under his will.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so far the high press is looking effective right now. I mean, we barely seen any of that all season.
Yeah,
now.
let's see if they can sustain it for 10 minutes here, though, Nick. That's the other catch, right? Is they can do it in the beginning, but can they do it, further? But Emi Martinez out of passing options. Well done here, Rich. Good job,
Yes,
Sonny. There you
nice.
go. Who's out there? Ben, we need you, man. Where are you?
Close him down.
10 years behind.
Jeez, we need you there, Ben. Where were you, brother?
There we are, Clement. That's it,
Love that,
Clement.
Romero.
Oh, Romero.
Chris S. saying, Son to get 2 today. Big up. Oh, I would love to see a Sonny brace. Everybody loves a Sonny brace, Chris. He's been looking a lot better of recent, and he's been making some great runs in behind. I thought his hold-up play against Crystal Palace was actually spectacular. Like, he almost never had a touch wrong. Let's see how he does today. Højbjerg, win that, man. Uh-oh, McGinn out wide here. To Moreno. Pedro puts in the block. Well done, son. Get rid. Well done, Emo. Oh, is that on Richie?
Oh, nice, Richie.
Oh, well won. Well won by the Villa defender there.
Yeah.
Who was that? Tyrone Mings.
Mings, yeah.
Louise,
Outside the foot clearance from Emo.
Louise looking for the big switch.
Yeah, Richie's got to just have a good touch up in the middle and just run at Mings because he can run circles around him if he's gone a one-on-one with him. I would love to see a Romero wake-up call smackdown on an Ollie Watkins or even a Leon Bailey, something like that, early on within the first 10 minutes, just to let him know who's boss. But do you think having him in the center limits his ability to to hunt and seek?
Charlison.
Romero. Because we love it when he takes out the threat early on and shows him who's there.
Yeah, I think it limits him on the ball for sure. I think it does limit him on the ball because a lot of the passes he makes is from the right side through the middle. Right now he's sort of in the middle. It's hard to, pass it directly straight through the middle. In terms of defending, do you know what? I do hear what you're saying. It probably does sort of, hold them back from going and seeking and hunting, like you said. But we also need that guy in the middle that's just dependent. Anytime someone tries to run at him, he's there to defend the tackle. So, I think it's more of a needs must right now. And you might even see a better defense out of Romero by doing that, having a more disciplined role.
Villa here after the corner. There's on the left-hand side playing it back.
Spurs
Ashley Young sprays it towards free header there. Pedro Porro one-on-one with Luis.
Big up
Buendia.
Phil P, Jazzy Fusion as well. Good to see you all in the building. Come on, Tottenham. That's more like it.
Big up Phil P. Good to see you, my man. Legend.
Oh, poor.
Phil Army. Villa now having a bit of possession.
Yeah, we need to do more to try and get on that ball, Jacko. Anytime we do get it back, we're just hoofing it. Long, giving it back to them. We need to start trying to play.
Konsa here.
Like Nick said, just let someone go and clatter someone. Just wake people up.
Give them a wakey.
Oh, that'll do. Fraser, hold it up. Push everyone forward.
Yeah,
Big
take
Fraser.
the time, Fraser. I like it, man.
What's that coming over the hill? It's Fraser Forrester. Fraser Forrester. Come on, Tottenham. Let's have it. I want to beat the villains. I want to turn into villains today.
I think he's not the Forrester, Dave. I think he's the Forrester. You know what I mean? Like he's the one and only.
A good shot of Unai Emery scratching his bum there.
Romero with a clean out smash.
Man.
Doesn't win it.
Ill-timed
there. Exactly right. Leon Bailey, I believe.
Yeah.
Cleans it across. 1-0 down already inside 10.
Jacob Ramsey, it's a good pullback. Who's picking up the run? Fuck me.
No, it's too easy there. Especially after we were all over the place once Romero missed that tackle.
Yeah.
Like, how bad do you want European football? And for the first 7 minutes, we just sit back and allow them to have pull strings like they're puppet show. It's a joke. I can't even get my words out. It's a bloody joke. It's poor.
It's just this is what we were speaking about in the pre-match build-up, though, and everything is that they can't concede inside the first 20 minutes because I'm worried about the atmosphere here at Villa Park as well when they've scored this early. Like, they're going to probably go for more. They're going to want more. They're going to try to really just go for blood here. They did it against Newcastle. Will they do it against us? We need to bounce back here, but this is worry signs again with us again. What starting away for them, we're just conceding so early in games away from home. It's poor, I
Romero's
think, from
gonna
Skippy
make
and Davies there.
if Romero's going to make that challenge though as well, he's got to make sure he
He's got
takes
to
man
win
on
it.
ball. But Skip and
Yeah.
Davies, I mean, what are they doing? That's absolutely
Yeah.
useless. Two of them
Yeah,
close.
one of them's got to either make the block or see that pass. Skip is, I think, in no man's land there.
Our biggest problem is we're not keeping the ball. You know, that was the biggest difference last week against Palace. We kept the ball, which meant, you know, we could build our attacks and stuff like that. Right now, we're not doing it. And Aston Villa are better on the ball than Palace, and they're just having their way with us.
Yeah.
Got to try and get some spell of possession in this game. You can't keep giving the opposition possession like that. Eventually, the dam's going to crack. Here we go. Langley. Looking very
Sonny.
static off the ball today here as well.
Sonny, or sketchy pass and a skip there. Højbjerg over the top. Ben Davies making a run in behind here.
Get there,
Come on, Ben,
get
keep it in.
there.
Come on, Ben.
Well done. Win
Whips
something.
it in. Richie. Ooh.
Who's getting up supporting? We need more players bursting along to get in there.
Don't get a yellow, Sonny. No need, man.
That's good defensive work by Sonny. No way.
Good
Come on,
effort, though.
come on.
His whole legs collapsed. That's not Sonny's fault. Chicken legs. Idiot.
Who's he giving it to? Is it a free
Aston
kick?
Villa.
It's a free kick for us, right?
No, to Villa. It's a joke.
He's getting dragged there. They have no confidence on the road, says Jazz Fusion. I agree. I think they've looked they do look like a different version of themselves away from home. They're not even a very good versions of themselves at home, but it was up to them to see if they can. It's still like it's only 1-0, but it is worry signs that like Liverpool, like Newcastle, conceding this early in the game doesn't give you any confidence. That's
But like
for sure. But a good
Newcastle-
win here from Romero.
Come on.
Sir!
Right, Jesus.
That looked clean.
But you know what, Jacko? Like Newcastle, they were hunting for Champions League. Aston Villa are hunting for European football for the first time in quite some time. They're going to be up for this, and they ain't going to relent either. You know, so if we don't get our act together, this could end up being another humbling.
Wide to Ashley Young here. Davies, get close, man.
So far,
Get close.
He's nowhere near him. He's no. Davies needs.
What are
to
you
get out.
yelling at everybody else for,
Look at
man? Get close.
Look at Porro on the right-hand side. He's in front of his face. Davies is standing 20 yards inside with his hands behind his back. What's he waiting on? Help! Go fucking close him down yourself. Jesus. I need a drink of water. I'm going to explode.
Corner for Villa. Bailey whips it in here. Go short to Luis.
I'm going to change the angle here.
Again, spin the pass for Charlison. He can hit him from distance.
Oh, someone close him down.
Please, back post.
He's allowed to run from halfway line to our box.
Yeah, why is Richie? Why is there no one back? Why is no one behind Richie there to then win that?
Look at where's the
Why is the
midfield?
whole team taking? Why is everybody on the line? Somebody's got to step up there. Tell somebody to step up.
All three of them are marking the same
We
player.
had the whole
It's
team
like,
marking. We had the whole team keeping a line there. How is that helpful?
when Richarlison gets up like that, you got to instruct them to push out. You got to get Højbjerg and Skip up behind them. Just leaving a big hole in there for them to run at us. Harry Kane getting stuck in. It's a Villa throwing down our left-hand side here. It's not looking good to all those out there. Not looking very good whatsoever.
We're still in this, man. We're still in this right
Yeah,
here.
we are. We just need to pick it up.
Just can't let this get away from us like it did with Newcastle and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Here we go, Tottenham throw. Let's see what we can do. Tottenham throw down the right-hand side here.
Porro here, throwing, calming things down by the looks of things. To Harry Kane here. First
Good
time
switch.
pass, long life. So much time, long life. So much time. I love it. I love it. Coming
Look at
forward
Kane.
here.
Oh, it's too late. Ben,
Davies.
back as usual.
Højbjerg. Nice. Romero. Or
Oh,
Emerson.
play him,
Over
play
the
him.
top. Ooh.
Sorry,
Win that,
Richie has
Rich. Come on, man.
offside. Lino.
Not a bad dink there from Emerson. I like the idea. I like the run from Pedro Porro.
Look at him. He's absolutely relishing the camera down the line. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He hasn't brought
The straightest arm you've ever seen.
You wonder did they practice that in the mirror, how long they can hold one face for. It's a joke.
I saw, yeah, you could see him at 24 Fitness, Dave. You could see him at Planet
Oh.
Fitness lifting the flags.
Yeah. Just standing there like that with the one face. Show me some expressions.
There
Aston Villa.
a lot of getting past Poro here. He's maybe left us a bit too open. Win that, Mo. Win
Come
this.
on. There you
Thank you,
go.
man. Come on, Mo.
No,
Can't be lazy now.
on.
Can't be lazy. Chill. Jeez, Mo. Come on, man.
He's having a shot. No, he's crossing it.
Win this. Thank you,
Well done,
Rom.
Romero.
Well done, man. He's
He's
limping
injured.
around a little bit. Yeah, he's limping around.
Well done. Great challenge.
Come on, go, son.
Come on, Sonny.
Come on,
Play him.
Sonny. There you
There
go,
you
Sonny.
go. Good decision.
Ref.
Yes, thank you.
Jesus, took 10 years.
What's he want? An invitation? Book one of them Villa players for the cent. Book one. How dare they?
Look, so the fact that Son made the decision to knock it in front of him and hand off to Harry Kane, frankly,
Yeah.
gives me a lot of hope. Yeah, because
Yeah.
last couple of months he would have just tried to run.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hopefully he can produce something magic today. You know, we need him big time. Come on, ref. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
what
what is
another
this?
15 seconds.
It's like AC Milan.
You're asking them what hair products they're using, for God's sake. These referees get way too much time. I'm starting a new campaign next season.
Less screen time for the refs.
Yeah. You know, honestly, the amount of minutes they waste in a game of football trying to make decisions. You know, you're only getting to watch about 55 minutes of football, really, and nowadays it's a joke.
Romero, maybe waiting to be pressed. Long way. Take your space, long way. Take your space, man. Find Richie.
There you go.
Nice switch of play to Poro. What a pass. What a pass.
Find
Find Richie in the box.
There you go.
There you go, Poro. I like it. I like it. I like it.
More like it, though. Come on, Tottenham.
What a spray from Longley. What a pass to Pedro Poro.
Yeah, what a ball.
Romero here.
Romero.
Turn skip.
Ollie.
Longley, take your space again.
Oh,
Little
it's a good
spray
ball.
again. It's
Beautiful
gorgeous.
ball. Oh,
Sonny, nice, Richie.
Oh.
Richie, bring it down,
Oh.
man.
Come on. Blow it.
Good pressure here. Don't let him out. Don't let him out. Don't let him out. There you go.
Win that. Clean it up.
There you go.
You should go back to your keeper.
Keep that in play, man.
You should go back to the keeper. Why is he hoofed that long? More of them balls, though. We're only finding a range. Once we find the range, it'll drop to one of them. It's a couple of times we've looked for that ball in behind. It's actually where we caught Villa out last season as well. Them long balls in behind. Go on, Sonny, get in there. Oh, come on, for fuck's sake.
Put a little pressure, Harry. Martinez, go win this. There you go. Well, Martinez's distribution
Well, if
doesn't
Langley's
look
already
great.
come across and got that player, why is Ben Davies 20 minutes late to the ball?
Yeah, it does feel like
already been pushed up.
you said earlier. I feel like he gets caught in no man's land when he plays as more of a fullback. I do feel like he gets caught in no man's land too much, where you can't decide whether to step up or not.
Yeah, Richie.
Let's get some possession here, man.
There you go, Mo. Come on, man. Out to Pedro. Get in the box, Rich.
Kane's ready.
Keeps hitting the man.
What is that pass from Skippy?
It's shocking, is what it is. It's shit.
There you go, Romero over the top. Oh, okay.
Come on, Kane.
Come on, Kane. Press, man.
Now he's made the run. Now Son's
a bit lazy, bro. Win this, Rich. Come on, lads.
My God, he's just walked out between the
That's the last time I need to see that happen, man.
Yeah, seeing McGinn continue to do that. It's just too. It's
Kane and Son were very lazy there. Like Kane could have went and helped Son, but then Son could have picked up the ball that was passed him behind Kane. It's like
that's the issue with pressing, though, is that if one guy slacks off, then it gives the excuse for the other two.
You're fucked. It's their way out. That's all they're waiting for. You know, it's a dream. Because that means everyone else is late, you know?
Need to get a foot on the ball here. Martinez goes long. Out of play again.
All right.
Ian Cook in the chat. Good afternoon, lads. Been a while since I watched one over these watch longs. Good to be back here. Big yourself up, Ian, my man. And listen, I mean, this is not exactly an easy game to be watching, and it's definitely, if you have any sort of hope for the rest of the season, this is still a huge game, and there's still something to fight for. There's still something to play for. So hopefully you enjoy the company, Ian, and really do appreciate you tuning in. And I mean, no worries, my man. I mean, you come to the watch longs when you wanna join us. You know, it's no pressure at all, but we do appreciate always having you and plenty of other people, watching along with us, especially those who don't have the privilege to be able to go to the games, and be able to watch it with a community and a family like us. Big up, Ian.
Yeah, big up, Ian. Good to see you, brother. Honestly, hopefully life is treating you well. And look, like I said to everyone, no need to apologize. Everyone has life that they need to get on with and stuff like that, and especially when Tottenham are doing shit. I don't blame everyone, but big up, my man. Good to see you back, and hopefully you
Nice
keep
touch, Emma.
Nice
well
go.
on, Emma.
Yeah.
Good
Nice
ball
touch.
in.
Come on, Hoiberg.
Strasbourg. Let's go. Come on.
There you go, Harry. Harry, man on. There you go.
Good ball.
Oh,
Come on, Davies.
dangerous, but
Okay.
good.
There you go. Come on, Davies. Okay. Harry.
Ciporo.
Oh, he got
Oh,
clipped. Richie. Looked like his heels got clipped or something.
Oh,
Good idea, Harry. Good idea.
Kane dropping in to start creating it. He must be getting bored. Oh, come on, we're so
get
far
in there.
off. Jesus Christ. That's 3 players he's come out from the ball with. 3. Jesus Christ. 3. Not 1. 3.
Konsa on the ball here. Spurs waiting.
Weak into the challenges.
There you go.
There you
Hoiberg.
go.
Come on.
No,
We need runners. We need runners. Someone run.
They're all standing there like statues.
Kane and Sonny there were just so static.
Move. It's what you get paid to do. It's the bare minimum.
You're up front as well, man. You got to run.
I don't think they realize we're 1-0 down. Romero to Langley. What can Langley do? He opens
There you
up
go.
his body.
Is he on?
Richie's on.
Come on,
Richie's
Rich.
on.
Come on, Rich.
Oh, Richie.
Fuck me, Jesus Christ.
Come on.
He's
It's a
so
handball.
sad.
Oh, Jesus.
They're playing a high line there, though, and Longley, those clips are on from Longley. They're on every time. He has that dime.
The difference between him and Harry Kane.
They're giving him space. He has that on. He's just got to be onside.
Yeah, and the difference is, Jack, when it comes to it, Harry Kane's one touch, it's out of his body, he's still back in the net. Richarlison's too slow. The touch is bouncing left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
It's got to be one smooth touch. That's where you buy your time to place the ball when you're finishing it. He had 4 yards on the Aston Villa defender there, and he let him back. I know he's offside and all, but it's just got to be better. Come on, get the pressure on.
Mings into Douglas Luiz here. Goes wide to Ashley Young. Bit of time and space for Young.
Come on, Tottenham.
Taking their time here in possession, Villa.
This is so fucking boring. This is the worst 21 minutes of football I've watched all season.
I think Unai Emery is a bit of a master of this, though. He does like a bit of boring football, to be fair. Unai Emery sort of likes to kill the game.
It's more out of what we're doing, I feel. We're just allowing them to manipulate the ball and pass around us. And then in possession, we're shit as well.
A little ball over the top. See it out, Rom. Well done.
There you go.
Time, Emerson.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice, Richie. Nice, Richie. Sir! Nice little flick.
Christ, book him. Yes, thank you. Yeah, you're not allowed to touch Harry like that, you dwarf. Get away from him again. Idiot. Look at him, dwarf. He's got big man syndrome. That's it, Harry. Harry bodied him.
That's a good yellow card, though, for us. McGinn is one of their
he won't be making that again.
Water carriers. The thing is, though, with like Unai Emery, I swear he puts every midfielder he possibly can, into the lineup. Like he really loves to overwhelm the midfield. Before he had like Dendoncker even in the team. So at one stage it was like Dendoncker, McGinn, Luis, Ramsey, Buendia. Like he loves overwhelming the midfield.
Which against us makes absolute sense.
A lot of
sense.
It's
freaking genius.
I would say though, I could see us if we were to score, I could see it being one of these clip balls over the top. It does seem like as much as
But that cannot be our only plan of attack, though, man.
Yeah, it can't be. You got to look to get down the sides and get balls in as well at some point. You got to mix it up.
Nice
Comes
Fraser.
readable after a few minutes.
Nice Fraser. Poro, you got Kane there, man. Win that MO. Well done. Well done, Højbjerg. Somebody. There you go. Romero. See Kane. Kane, man on. There you go. Kane. Got runners. Got Sonny. Yes! Sonny! Come on!
He's
Come on,
on!
Sonny! Yes! Sonny!
Oh, damn it.
Hey, dude! Just shoot! Oh, fuck!
Sonny, he's had all the time in the world.
Sonny, you have all day! Holy shit!
I don't know, man. I don't know. That looked real tough.
Oh, you had him. After you had him, just shoot.
Oh, now he's giving a G. He can't help it. He cannot help it. Oh, I need a drink.
I think he's on. No, he's way off.
Yeah, he's off.
He's got to play that sooner.
I'm convinced this new rule about giving the offside after is just to give them more airtime as well.
Oh, shoot it there, man. Shoot it there. Oh, you have him there. That's when you shoot it. Oh, my Lord. Well, like I said, I think it is our chance of scoring against them. It's going to be that high line that they're playing, but we're just, Jesus, lads, just learn to stay on side.
The time of the ball coming is not good.
Yeah, the timing was poor on that one. And also, he's got to realize, like, if he plays that earlier, Sonny's on side no matter what, because he's inside his own half.
Yeah, exactly, lad.
You don't need to wait. I don't know if you need to wait because he's inside his own half.
Yeah, and the momentum's with Sonny. He's bowling through the defenders.
Yeah, he's busting. He can't slow down. He's not going to slow down. You're right.
He doesn't have to wait till he's on the shoulder when Son's making that sort of run through the
That's
middle.
a good point. He's got to do better, though, with that one-on-one there. I feel like he did all the right things, and then he just took his time for some reason, like he did against Crystal Palace.
It just gives him, even though it's offside, even if he puts that in the back of net, it just gives him confidence when he's through again, you know?
Yeah. Good run, though. I'm liking these runs in behind, at least, but...
Back to Fraser.
There you go. Nice. You got time, Longley. You got time.
CMO.
Mohit Menon says he's thinking that last season that he is. A lot of people in the chat sort of unhappy Son didn't put that away.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him. I think he could still score today. I think he's been looking a lot better, but I don't blame people. It's frustrating. There you go. Oh, Sonny had that run there.
It's too late. Everyone's holding on.
Someone's just got to release it. There you go. Poro's in behind. Win this. Win this.
Well done, Kane. Well done. He's had a good start.
Come on, see Sonny. There you go.
It's a ball
behind. Oh, fucking Ashley Young.
Jesus Christ. It looked like it was about to fall to Sonny there at one stage as well. Last stage. That definitely came off the tip of his toe. Probably cut a toenail doing that. That's a joke. Just give us the bounce. Please give us the bounce of the ball.
They're playing a risky line, I feel like, Villa. They're playing a risky line.
They are. But do you know what? I think I would say it's an offside trap they're trying to play, Jack. Right?
They are. They absolutely are. It's see how it works for them for 90 minutes.
Yeah, you're spot on.
I mean, we can easily concede, and then it will continue to help them out. Because also with the offside trap, it means that the ball is never really in play very much, right? So many so many dead balls, so many free kicks, and everything. So the game is never really fully moving.
If he stays another 30 minutes behind and is in no man's land again, I'm going to fucking crucify him. Son has already pushed up. Ben Davies has one guy in front of him to press. Go and do it. He's standing there like an absolute melon. What's he doing? What chocolate bar am I going to have after the game? For fuck's sake. Press. Go with your team.
Corner, it looks like.
Standing there marking fresh air.
Mo seems mad at somebody.
And all it does is just allow them to play out. What the idea is you press, you make them go long, you recycle the ball and go back at them. It's what we done last week. Not hard.
All in. No. Another corner.
Buendia trying to get a flick on. I think Højbjerg cut it out. here we go. Another 30 minutes to take a set piece. I'm going to get a stopwatch for the next game, actually, Jacko. We're finding out exactly how much these set pieces are.
Clear. Thank you, Forster.
Yeah.
Again.
Forster.
Well done. That's yours all day, buddy. He's so big.
Like that throw. Love that throw.
Nice.
Love that throw.
You turn inside with all that space. If you dare. Oh,
Fox.
Jesus Christ. I knew it was coming. Fucking hell. Run.
Yeah, we saw what
Don't let
Richie
him get
did in the
set
very
back.
beginning of the game. Richie just sprinted all the way down and then held it up and then turned back. He's got so much time there.
It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing.
Longley, he's been our best passer of the ball thus far. He's gone over the top. Not the best
As you
one
say
today.
that.
He's been the one trying these little clip balls.
Hey, so I'm a little behind in the news, man. Is Basuma fit?
Yeah, he's on the bench. He was on the bench last match.
Uh,
Jesus. Why is McGinn just destroying us on that turn every time? Yeah, Basuma is fit on the bench.
I think Mason said in the pre-match press conference thought it's a bit premature and you might not see between now and the end of the season.
Well done. There, Davies. There you go, man. Sonny. Woo!
Oh.
That would have been nasty.
Well done, son. He's absolutely poleaxed them.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what you want to see.
I like.
It was a nasty touch, actually.
That,
I think it almost worked. If actually Young didn't get in the way, I think it looked like it was going to be pulled off there.
Absolutely murdered him.
Kind of a nice touch.
There's going to be murder charges put on Sonny after this game.
I love that. Dave, a bit of flair, but then you also just take him out like at the same time with the bit of flair. It's like a heel chop, but then you just kick him afterward.
You know, it shows the intent in the flair that Sonny done, that as soon as your man came near him, he was poleaxed with it. If I swear to God, though, I'm not messing. If I see Ben Davies turn in one more time, I'm going to scream. I'm going to cry. You've seen all the space he's got. Like, if that's Perisic, he's just gone. It's lazy. That's actually what it is. It's actually lazy play. Like Ribsy says, it's hard work. It's probably why he doesn't do it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
All right, come on, lads. 15 minutes. Let's get an equalizer. Got to speed it up, though.
Yeah,
can't get lulled into the game.
Have we even had a shot on goal?
We've had plenty of offside shots on goal.
Yeah.
We haven't had a shot on goal. They've had one shot on goal and they're winning. Unbelievable.
Hold on to it, man.
Oh, for fuck, Jesus Christ.
Ben really passed that inside there for no reason at all when he had all that space to go upfield.
I think he's allergic to space.
I think he's allergic to going forward.
And this is the result of it.
No.
Get it out,
Thank you,
man.
Praise. Fuck's sake, man. Jesus Christ. This all, I hate to say that. This all starts with Davies going backwards there because there was no reason for us to go backwards. We put ourselves under pressure. There's no reason.
Well, I'll tell you right now, man. It's clear to me that Villa's been practicing.
There you go. There you go. Fuck's sake, man.
I'm sorry. There's some of these guys are just not good enough on
Win
the
it,
ball.
Mo. Thank you.
What a save by Fraser Forrester as well there, though.
Yeah, it was a good hand.
Here we go, Porro.
Come on, Pedro. Get on side, Carey. Get on side. There you go, Rich.
Richie's on. Keep going.
It's a bad ball. It's a bad ball.
So to me, Villa's clearly been working on neutralizing our wing play, especially when we're trying to play from the back out to the wings. We're getting double, tripled up every time, and they're able to win it back and create an immediate counterattack in our half, man. You know, this is we got to stop trying to do that.
Come on, someone get stuck in. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's a penalty. Has Emerson took him out after the ball's gone, or did it?
I didn't see.
I say, Højbjerg, you tell him, get up.
I didn't see.
VAR checking it. VAR are checking it.
Fuck.
Yep, it's a penalty. He's gone to ground. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. He's gone to ground. I don't believe it.
No, maybe not. Maybe he won it. I guess he won it.
How
Maybe
the
we didn't.
fuck
Maybe
did
we
he
didn't get a
get
good.
away
Maybe we didn't get a good angle. Maybe we didn't get a good angle there. Somebody! Holy crap! How's it going past 4?
We have just not come out the blocks playing.
How can we not clear any of these?
We really do need more investment this summer. No manager is going to succeed doing anything.
Hell no.
Unless we get players better on the ball. In midfield, at left back, still need centre back, still need a goalkeeper.
Have some urgency. I agree, Lisa.
It even just showed that you're playing for something on the line. Like, European football's on the line here. They already fucked us off this season. And here they are again, doing it again. And Lisa's right. Like, where's the urgency? In and out of the ball.
Oh, good save, Fraser. Thank you, man.
Thank God for that. Derek Hutchinson, you're going to have to explain to me exactly what a cab ranker is. I've never heard that one before. I'm sure whatever it is, it describes what we're watching here.
Probably what flat cap I'm wearing too. It looks like I'd be rating cabs. Scooter React says, why is Davies? Yeah, he's always passing the ball backwards. I agree. Scooter Reacts. I just think Davies is, again, probably looked like one of the weaker links in the team today, like he did against Crystal Palace, and it's probably being more exposed on the evening today. But I think our best chance of scoring is someone needs to make the right run in behind, and someone's going to need to be able to time the ball well, because there is space in behind for us. We just have to be able to use it well. 10 minutes here. 10 minutes here, Scooter. Still time for an equalizer. We've had chances. We've just not executed.
But also, when we're going forward, there's no real intent with going forward. Everyone, you got Ben Davies, who's very quick just to pass it inside and stuff like that. You got to use that space.
Yes, Rich.
Drive into it. Pull them
Win
out
this.
of shape.
Win this, boys. Don't Højbjerg. Don't foul. Fuck off, Højbjerg, man. You idiot. What are you doing, bro?
Looked like he bitch slapped them there.
Come on, Tottenham. Wakey.
Love that, Nick. Seriously, though.
It's a wrestling game.
Højbjerg, man.
He's going nowhere.
He's going nowhere. It's stupid, man. That's stupid. I agree, though, Nick. Fucking wakey. It's no sense of urgency right now. These players are asleep. I don't get it. Why are so many players asleep in these games?
We looked interesting for the first 5 minutes, and what the hell happened?
Yeah. Even Richarlison's work has been defensive shit today. He's just jogging around the place.
Come on, Harry.
I'm sorry, Mason's got to mix this up at halftime. You can't persist.
He doesn't know where to go, Davies.
Get Perisic on, get Kulu on, and fucking go for the game.
Yeah, the thing is, he does have options to change it up. I mean, he can. We know he will change formation if he sees fit, and he does have players to do it right now.
There you go, Harry. There you go. Richie, make a run. Jeez, he needs someone to make a run there on the outside.
Aston Villa just pressing us, and we're just going
backwards. They're always making us go backwards.
But there's no one that wants to try and ping it in behind. You've got fucking who's that Ollie Skipwalker or running around there looking for it. No one can give it to him.
Nice long line. Nice, man.
Now, why didn't Davies do that on the ball instead of giving it back to Longley and putting him under pressure and making him do it?
Why is Davies not even open for him? That's the other thing. Why is no one open for Longley?
There you go.
Oh, fuck.
Davies, you're shit, bro. You're shit.
He's useless. Get him off.
No one.
Get him off. Get him off now. Get him off. Get him off. Get him off. Get him fucking off. He's crap. He's like he literally thinks he's in the middle of a war. He's that round. He thinks there's fucking bullets all around him. It's a football, guy. What are you afraid of? Play. You know, anywhere away from me where it looks like I won't be the problem will do. That's the problem with him on the football. Like, he's under pressure on the ball, so he gives it to Langley, who's under pressure further back. Just take responsibility. Try and get bloody turned on it. It's why you're playing left wing back.
Bring it down, Pierre.
Fuck,
Fuck, man.
Simple header. It's a simple header.
Come on, Richie.
Second half. This is atrocious.
Come on. Pressure, Sonny. Win this. Thank you, Romero. Please, someone win the second ball. Don't foul. Don't foul. Fuck's sake. Why are we giving these lazy fouls as well?
Stupid. It's a stupid free kick to give away by Porro. Bloody crap. William Kelly with the super chat. He says, anyone who thinks Mason is getting the best out of these players are deluded. Get Ange in now.
I feel like Mason hasn't made himself look like an idiot thus far, William Kelly. But like, again, I'll say 1,000 times, by no means do I want Mason in here. And by no means do I think he's qualified enough or at all ready for the job yet. I mean, he's not made himself look stupid or silly yet, but I mean, it's still like just too big of a job. And I don't want him to take this over. It would be ridiculous too, considering where we were last season as well. To go from Antonio Conte to Ryan Mason is just, that's just not acceptable, I think. So for me, I don't think Mason at the end of the day is making himself look that silly, but he's by no means qualified or good enough for the job, by no means. And Postecoglou, I think hopefully he's up in the list, but I imagine right now his little cushion over at Celtic looks quite comfortable. Please!
Oh,
do you know what though? William? I'm not even going to go down the blue route of having a pop at Mason. I'm actually not going to do it, lad, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's in charge. You could put Barney the dinosaur in charge, and he'll get the same out of these group. You know,
absolutely.
It really doesn't matter. You know,
Absolutely.
he's dropped Dyer, he's dropped Lloris, but then you've got fucking Ben Davies at left back who wants to go backwards every single time he touches the ball. You know, so there's still other problem areas, and this is the thing. Until you get 11 players out there who are not holding this club back, that's when the only time you'll see change. When you at least have 11 out there that doesn't involve rotten players or players that want to do the right thing. You know, and I'd argue, look, we need to do more getting Porro on the ball as well. You know, he's barely fucking touched down on that right-hand side. We need to start getting the ball down there.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't come backwards. Stop these long fucking balls over the top. Play some bloody football.
Don't let him out.
Half-hearted. I wonder if they actually want any European football next year.
I don't even know if they want to even play any football. Feels like they can't even get up for it for one game a week. They can't even get up for one game a week. This is the least amount of games you'd be playing.
Yeah.
They're playing once a week right now, and it feels like they're all like they've just ran a marathon like the night before. They all look just so static and dead.
But William Kelly, I must also stress as well, my man, I don't want Mason to get the job. Like, you know, you can see it today that tactically Emery has got the number on him. This is what I was concerned about when I said it in the pre-match show, that, you know, he will be found tactically wanted when people get a better bite size of his tactics and more examples. They'll be scrutinized more and stuff like that. So, you know, you can see that here today. But again, you know, I question how much better would we be if we had Perisic out there today? You know, how much better would we be if we actually had one of the ball-playing midfielders we bought in there today,
bro.
You know?
Fuck's sake, Skip, man. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Skip is not good enough anymore. I'm sorry. Thank you, Fraser. Jesus Christ, Skip, dude. What are you doing, man? You have 3 men around you, dude. You have 3 men.
He's taking the Eric Dyer complex.
He just never knows when there's a man on. He'll have a guy pulling on his shorts, and he still won't know that there's a guy behind him.
It's the first
that touch is shocking as well, dude. What is that touch?
And he's giving out to everyone else. It's his touch. If he can't control the ball, that's on him. Look, straight away, hands up to everyone. Don't start doing that, Skip.
You know better than Lloris if you're doing that.
fucking useless on the ball. I really want it to work out for the kid, but this is what I keep saying. He's got to improve on the ball. That's just controlling the ball. It's not even passing.
How are they getting through this there? We have 4 attackers surrounding all of them. No one wants to press in that situation. That's pathetic. Poro, make a tackle, man. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Now go.
Someone make a run for him.
Good ball.
Sonny, man on.
When you see fucking Davies do that.
It's all
Jesus,
right.
Skippy.
Here we go. All the space in the world.
Time, Ben. Please.
Oh, geez.
Please run up the pitch.
Jesus! Holy shit!
You have all the time. They're showing you out down the outside.
All he's doing is allowing them to sit back in formation. It's all he's doing by doing that. He's actually helping them. He's assisting them.
Back on side. Richie, watch where you are, man.
I feel sorry for them strikers. Yeah, they could be timing their bump, but they don't know when the ball's coming. You know, they make the runs and the player takes too long. Here we go.
Come on. Somehow it's off.
Oh, this has got a bar to Newcastle again. This has got to be one of the worst 45 minutes of the season. This is atrocious. If there's no changes at halftime.
Yeah, there needs to be changes. I think Basuma needs to come on for Skip.
Formation change, without a doubt. We need 3 men in the midfield if that can happen.
When that
We're
MO.
not in a day and age now where you can make changes. You can't make changes because you don't affect the confidence of a player. Even though
get Richie off.
There's no point in football anymore. If they're shit, you take them off. It's that simple.
Yeah.
45 minutes here. It's probably going to get blown.
Just drop kick.
2 minutes
Send
added.
everyone up deep into their half. If you got to fucking lose at this point. They're just toying around with us on the edge of our own box. It's embarrassing. You know, you got to get pressure on. You can't allow them to do that.
There you go, Pierre. There you go, Pierre. Someone make a run for him.
Oh, he's 20 yards behind him. We won't even make a run for him.
No,
Okay.
he's way off.
Probably way off. Yeah.
What?
Oh, he's too greedy as well.
It's definitely off. Yeah, there you go.
Fuck off. I know. 20 minutes there as well.
We do need this game does show you need somebody who can actually time the pass. Somebody who can actually time the pass, because Skip and Højbjerg can't. I think Longley has probably been our best passer of the ball, but he's a damn center back.
The whole thing is pathetic, Jack. It's pathetic. Out of possession, in possession. The whole thing is just absolute. Do you know what? What were they doing on the training ground this week? What were they doing? There's no evidence of anything out there. And, you know, this is the thing. There's no point putting out that same team in the second half and going in at halftime and going, come on, guys, come on. Let's lift it. We all know we got an extra 50% in us. No. You send out a statement, you make changes, and you say, you idiot, sit there on the bench. You want to play like that? You'll sit behind me on the bench. That's where you will be. Make substitutions at halftime. This is absolutely atrocious. European football on the line, and this is what we get served up as fans. I'm fed up of it. I had bloody enough. I'm sick of it.
Halftime.
It's a joke.
Oh, God. Well, that was brutal.
What were these guys? What were they doing on the training pitch during the week? Like, we've had it's been so easy. All they're waiting for us to do is play a long ball over the top. Fucking go and get Sam Allardyce in if that's the way you want to play. We've got players there that would, especially down the right-hand side, that can play a ball. Get it out to them. Why do we keep going out to Ben Davies for him to come back inside with it every single time? Get it out to Poro, get down the right wing, and start fucking getting balls into the box. Try something different. Not one of them can make a pass back there, and not one of the strikers can time a run. So I question that they worked on that during the bloody week. Clearly not. There's no synchronization whatsoever. Out of the ball, it's out of possession. It's absolutely disgusting what we're seeing. Villa are just allowed to pop it here, pop it there. Kane's son, Richarlison up front, nowhere near enough pressure on the ball. Højbjerg and Skip in the middle, happy to sit there. It's absolutely pathetic. Ben Davies, even when Son and Kane do go And that's why they stopped pressing. Because when they were pressing, Ben Davies is sitting there in no man's land.
Yep.
Not marking anyone. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know where to stay. Now, this has been worked on beforehand. If Son goes, the next pass out is over your head into their winger. Ben Davies, push up, get tight. Ben Davies is 20 minutes behind him. I'm sorry. It stinks. This whole thing absolutely fucking stinks. Don't you dare these players fold at this half. Don't you bloody dare. You let us down against Sheffield Wednesday. You let us, or Sheffield United. You let us down against AC Milan. You let us down against Forest in the League Cup. You let us down against Newcastle, against Arsenal this season. Don't you dare embarrass us and not get European football. We will be the ultimate laughing stock. These players, don't you fucking dare do this today.
I just think, Dave, there are so many players that they just don't even seem up for it, which is, again, I just don't understand. They've had a whole week. They have nothing else to focus on. They have nothing else to think about. And yet it just seems so dead. It seems like it's a church. You know, it feels like it's just with the way they're playing, like as if somebody shot tranquilizers into them before the game and they can't even get their legs going or moving. Even when we won the ball back, I've seen Harry Kane, Sonny look up field for players, and there's literally no one making a run for them. Like no one even making an unselfish run. How many times have we talked about that? Where even if maybe you're not going to be exactly the main option to pass to, you need to make a run so you can at least stretch the defense, make them actually guess, make them actually sort of take you seriously. Because if you just have 10 guys just standing there static, you aren't going to get anything. You're going to make their lives so much easier. You're going to give Villa more confidence. That high line will be even higher. It just is so pathetic as well from the defensive side of things, where no one's even willing to try to win the ball back or make an effort. But I even feel like when we are on the ball, it's that classic symptom of no one seems willing to actually make runs for each other. And also, let's be fair, like even when I'm watching back the replays too, when we have had opportunities to play him behind, it's either been the attacker's offside or the guy trying to deliver that pass is just 10 years too late as well with the ball, which is also really frustrating because I know you guys feel like we can try to beat Villa another way, but Villa are asking us. This is how they want us to try to score against them. And I feel like we should have good enough players on the ball here to try to be able to time some of these passes. But if they aren't, then honestly, get them off, get a skip off, get a Højbjerg off, because it can't just be a Kane or a Longley every single time that's going to deliver that ball over the top, you know, on money. That's another thing too. We're relying on only one or two players to be able to time some of these passes, and we need more players to be able to go for them.
But this Mason also needs to be a bit more clever. You know, Unai Emery spoke in his pre-match presser about stopping Pedro Porro.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime Pedro Porro's dropped to get the ball off Emerson, their fullback is right up his hole.
Right,
and that's
there.
the difference between over there and what Ben Davies is doing, right? But they've stopped Pedro Porro. Now, I said I was worried about that if we don't play Perisic on the other side, because we have no other answers. We know nothing's going to come down that left-hand side. We know nothing's coming from that centre midfield. And this is where Mason needs to be a bit bloody smarter. And this is where Mason is lacking. This is where his inexperience is showing. He should have preempted that. And he should have known to have another plan, to have something different in case that happened. And what we've seen is he doesn't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that you're right. He doesn't have the technical players from deeper positions to be able to play them balls over the top or hit these passes, this, that, and the other. But he could have also made better team selections, knowing that this was going to end up becoming a problem. But sorry, Nick, it's your time.
Oh, no, man. No, I'm going to get a coffee refill. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
No worries. Dermatron here, member for, 17 months. Pick yourself up. Dermatron is an elite member. He says, guys, thank you for all the work you do for us. And Nick as well. Big up, you guys. We are a mess at the moment. Anyway, the summer is going to be fun. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Dermot, for me, I think probably the summer is maybe almost a bit of therapy for a lot of Spurs fans. It's the time where they get to actually talk about getting rid of a lot of the players that we've seen in this club for far, far too long, getting rid of also some of the guys that we feel like have been, giving us some of these problems. And also, hopefully, we have some type of direction that maybe we can point to this summer. But at the moment, let's be fair, there's really no evidence of it. We just missed out on the Nagelsmann sort of opportunity. Director of football doesn't seem to be anytime soon, or we don't seem to have an idea who that is at this moment in time. I just hope that this summer can in some way be some therapy for us and we get to get rid of a lot of players that we know have been causing us problems. But also tonight, Dermot, again, it's sort of everybody needs to take a bit of the blame. Even the guys that we feel like should stick around, like a Sonny, like a Kane. Like, I'll be honest, plenty of times I've seen either Sonny or Kane. I just feel like I'm going to use them both here. I think because they've both been guilty of it. One, you see a Richie pressing, and then all of a sudden you see those two just sort of picking their nose or just sort of standing there static and not helping out. I feel like last game from the likes of Crystal Palace, we saw Sonny especially put in a huge shift defensively, put in a huge shift work wise. I want to see that again from him, and I want to see that again from the likes of Harry Kane. I feel like those two maybe are kind of hiding a bit right now, sort of as leaders. I feel like they could step up a bit more in this case, but I also it's hard because you want to pin it all on one player. Like I feel like Davies has been the worst player out there thus far, but I still am seeing some very lackluster and very lazy energy from a lot of players as well. I'm seeing Højbjerg doing a lot more pointing than he is running. It feels like at this time. I'm also seeing the likes of it feels like Emerson maybe not being as enthusiastic to get out there as much as he was before. Pedro Porro doesn't seem to get back as much, or at least he hasn't had much of a defensive impact on the game. And like I said before, no one's really making selfish runs or unselfish runs, should I say, for each other to at least get some space, to at least stretch that Villa defense. That Villa defense looks way too comfortable. And it's because no one's even willing to make a move. No one's even willing to bust their ass 10 yards just to make them just think, just to make them just question just for a second. And that's also causing us issues because it just feel like everybody's, to be honest, lazy, Dave. Everybody looks very lazy. It looks like we were shot with horse tranquilizers or something before the game.
Look, with Kane and Son and Richarlison, my problem with them comes out of possession. They could do a lot more to get pressure on the ball and pressure on the front. They're not doing it. However, on the ball, I don't blame them. We can't get the ball anywhere near them. Anywhere near them. I do not blame them for that. But, Aston Villa, like I said, Emery talked about taking power out the game. He's done it. They're letting us have the ball with Ben Davies on the left-hand side, and he won't do fucking anything with it.
No.
He keeps shortening it and turning it back inside. But then, so that's your other option. But then you also go into midfield, Jack. Skipping Højbjerg, I mean, it's atrocious in there.
Yeah. Hey, who would you say, Dave? Like, I feel like they're just as bad as each other at times. That's why it's really hard to even, like, you just feel like they're both, just not cutting it. Because either Højbjerg sometimes does, he's doing not as much running, he's doing too much standing at times for me. Skippy, even if he is working hard, he is poor on the ball. He's not good enough on the ball for him to really keep that position in a two-man midfield, especially when you are a two-man midfield. You need to be so much tidier on the ball. He's not tidy. He's not clean with it. He needs to be so much more safe and careful with it, but he gives the ball away unnecessarily. And I feel like Højbjerg is also, though, not stepping up because I feel like at times you feel like he gets, run past way too easily, or he's giving away a lazy foul, like in that one scenario for no reason. And that's also been an issue. It's hard to watch them kind of be as bad as each other. I feel like too, Skip and Højbjerg sometimes.
Like Højbjerg, he's got in a few tackles. He's getting pressure on the ball. But, when we're in possession, he's standing there. Ollie Skip at least is moving, right? He's looking to sort of try and get on it. But Højbjerg is standing there. But when Skip does get on the ball, and he's been atrocious off the ball today, he hasn't got in one tackle, he's been shit. But on the ball, when he gets it, like that's first touch, he played himself into trouble. Nothing else. That ball didn't put him in trouble. That poor touch put him in trouble, which meant he had to overextend the next touch, which meant he ended up giving the ball away, and they just rolled at us. But what annoys me more, he turns around, throwing his arms up, blaming everyone else. Yeah. It's your control that got us in, your miscontrol that got us into that problem. Nobody else. On the ball is the easiest part to do in football, Jack. Off the ball is where the hard work comes in. And we're not doing either at the minute. We don't want to do either.
Yeah.
Mason needs to make a change in that midfield. How many times have I sat here screaming for Papa Matasar? Take ourselves back to the San Siro. Skip and Sarr had a very good game at the San Siro. But Sarr was so much better because not only did he offer what Skip did off the ball, but on the ball, Sarr was better. First time passes out to the right, balls in behind, cracking shots from distance. He was fucking trying going forward.
No.
We've got two guys back there that are not doing anything. Mason better make a change. He's got two options. Perisic on for Davies or Sarr in the middle for Skip. That's what he has to do this half. No ifs, buts, or maybes. And Richarlison has 10 minutes to try and make an impact. If he does fucking zero, he's also
I think get Danjuma on instead of him because we know Danjuma would offer something similar, but might just offer something better. What's the story? Mr. Harris here, Nick, is saying this is hard to watch. It's so obvious that we need about 20 midfielders. Do you feel like it's another example?
To go along with the 10 center backs that we need as well. No, he's absolutely right, man. And it's, tactically, Emery's no idiot. You know, he's seen us play before, and he
True.
sees that we're down. We play 3-man back and a 2-man midfield, and he knows who the two are, and he knows that if he overloads, which he loves to do, they're just going to run circles around him, man. You know,
Yeah.
and it's tough to watch. And you're right. This is where Basin listen. He's got all the license in the world to make changes to upset people in the dressing room if he needs to. You know, this is where he needs to do it.
Who would you, Nick? I see 2J in the chat. Big up 2J. It's a bit split at the moment. And when it comes to the midfield, a lot of people are feeling like Skip isn't good enough. Others are saying Højbjerg is doing far too much pointing. You know, not enough running. Do you feel like they're as bad as each other? Do you feel like, you know, one of them should be taken off more than the other? Because I feel like I agree. I think a Basuma needs to come in. If you're going to stick with a 2-man midfield, at least throw in a different player because we know this Skip and Højbjerg partnership isn't working. So I don't know. How do you
I would
address
be
it?
I would be very hesitant to put Busuma in, especially when
Okay.
we're a goal down right now, because it's a little
That's
bit too
true.
much pressure on him, right? And especially in a 2-man midfield, which we've never seen work too well with Busuma to begin with.
Can
I
it be any
would
worse than
actually,
Skip and Højbjerg, do you think? Or it could be?
I think it could be. I think it very well could be, you know, given his lack of playing time. But I actually don't think you need to take off Skip and Højbjerg. I think you need to change the formation and add in a Papa Madasar.
Okay.
You know, or somebody a different focal point in the center, and let them do their job defensively on the wings of the midfield. You know, I think that would change things up dramatically. And I certainly Richie's something's off. His press was very nice for the first 5 minutes until he got run around a couple of times, and then his head went right out of the game.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
get him off. I don't care if it's Kulu or Danjuma. Either one is going to add something differently right now.
Yeah.
I agree with you and Dave. 10 minutes to show that he can be better, but if he isn't, take him off straight away. No questions asked. Ribsy85, member for 21 months, absolute legend, says summer to get rid of some players, question mark. Sell what you can and shoot the rest out of a cannon for all I care. Love your work, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, pretty much turn, you know, each and every player that you don't want anymore, turn them into a nice little pinata, you know, take some energy out, maybe as well. I don't know, get a little, I know Sebas is always boxing, you know, going to the members only boxing gym, you know, get, you know, some pictures of Moonhead, you know, and, you know, have a good summer, Ribsy. But seriously, like I said, I think summer, hopefully in some capacity, can be therapy for Spurs fans. It can be a way for us to sort of be able to squad manage and look at where our problems are and not have to continue to endure these sort of games when we know where the problems are. We know where the issues lie. And so hopefully the summer in some sense can be, you know, cleaning up some of this mess. But it's
It
going to
has
be a
to
lot of ifs, buts, and maybes, Ripsy. It's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes,
If
especially depending on the ownership. That's for sure.
if it's not done this summer, expect the same shit next season, because the reality is these guys are going to have to play. When you're playing 50-odd games a season, you need to rest players and play some of these other guys. So if we don't do it right this summer, expect the same shit to happen next season. Expect us to be here talking about managers, you know, being sacked, etc., again and again and again. Rinse and repeat. It's been the same cycle for 4 fucking years on that. You know, at some point, you've got to come to a decision over a summer and say, no more, gone, gone, gone. And regardless of the money that it's going to take, but it's not even going to take massive amounts of money. Start bringing through some of the youth if that's the case. I am sick of this shit. And it's players that we already know are not good enough to be here that are holding us back. Ben Davies, zilch down the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Zilch. You know, Ollie Skip in midfield. We were all hoping this guy was going to be the next hope. We were dying for an academy player to come through. But the reality is, we pulled him back when he's nowhere near the finished article purely because we had Winks and Højbjerg in there and we needed someone else. But since then, you know, since we brought in competition, Skip has been ousted and people say, which one do you take off? Højbjerg wasn't a problem before Bentancur got injured and Skip came in beside him. Skip is your problem. He's tasked to come in here and make a difference. Grasp that, your opportunity. You want to stick around at Tottenham, you want to be captain like Jose and Poch said, grasp the opportunity. We were saying here, let's be honest, but he hasn't grasped any opportunity that's been handed to him over the last 6-7 games. Nowhere near it. You know, it's just got to be better. But, you know, the hunger from the whole team needs to be better. It's got to be better. They're better. They better be tearing heads in there at halftime. They better not be sitting down there high-fiving, you know, playing duck, duck, goose, ring a rosy, all that crap, praising each other. You know, there better be fucking heads rolling in there at halftime. This shit can't continue. Harry Kane only alluded to it the other day in the press conference. Mason doubled down on it, saying he's right. Okay, clamor together, show us something. Show us something's changing. And that's the shit we get. It needs someone to rollick them, and it needs changes at halftime. And it needs a massive clear out and get this shit out in the summer, or else it's not going to get sorted.
Spot on, Dave. No changes. Let's see if he can make a change quickly into the game. Ryan Mason, let's hope he has his substitutions in mind already, because he hasn't made any changes right away out of the get-go. But can he make some changes quickly into the game? Because it's hard to imagine that we'll make any sort of impact without making some changes in the personnel.
Yeah, well, I'm keeping an eye on the touchline to see if anybody's warming up, man.
Big up everybody. If you can though, for me, do smash that like button. I know it's difficult game today as always, but everybody do smash that like button for me.
Any changes on Villa that we can see? I mean, I don't know why he would.
Not that I know of. Yeah, not that I can see. Ryan Mason with a different hoodie today as well.
You should have stuck with the velour one, I guess.
Buendia, oh, this is not good. Already running at our defense. He's in behind. Romero cleans up. That is not good. Already into the second half, early into the game here. Villa in behind. Jacob Ramsey. Buendia just running at our defense here. Emerson caught out. Well done, Romero.
Yeah.
Adrian Chia, big up lads. 2-1 scoreline still on the cards. Come on, you Spurs. Adrian, it didn't end up going 2-0 down, but it's still in this game. We're still in this game. Fuck's sake! Jeez.
Hold on. Terrible.
Pedro, touch. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Adrian, by no means am I ruling us out. By no means am I ruling us out. It's not over by any sense. Not over by any sense, but it's just hard to watch us sort of concede so early into games in the way that we do. And also it's been very lazy performance thus far. It's not a lot that you can get very sort of amped up about from the players, but let's hope they can turn around this half, my man. Big up, brother. Appreciate you.
Just need some fucking desire.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit of hunger. Start starving these fuckers if they're not going to show any hunger. You know, too many times it's all, you can't do that with modern day players. Yeah. What about getting these modern day players to actually start adhering to fucking rules that have always been in the sport?
Our midfielders do need to go.
Make a change. Why is it like...
Our midfielders need to go. I mean, Pierre just gave the ball away there for no reason at all.
Here we are again, sitting on the edge of our own box. The half's only fucking started. If you don't cut this crap out in the summer, we're next season's all right off as well.
Ashley Young.
Come on, get some pressure on.
Oh, too easy.
We're so far.
Get close, Ben. Get close. Jeez, it's wow. That's just pathetic, man.
Do you know?
Just asking him. You're just asking him to get by you, bro.
Why would we expect him all of a sudden to be playing well at left wing back? He was shit at left back under Jose Mourinho. He was fucking atrocious. That shit that we're seeing today was happening under Jose Mourinho. Out there at that position. That's why he got moved in to left side of centre back in the first place. That's why Jose moved him in at centre back in a couple of games, because he's shit out there. He's useless.
No, that was useless from him.
He hasn't even tried. He's just letting go by him. If they show a replay and I see the ball coming back at our goal again, I'm gonna scream. Just get on the ball and go the other way for once. Fucking ruining my weekend.
Someone's got to have a run there though for Pedro. I feel like Pedro's got a lot of time.
I agree. You know, there's no one moving out.
It looks like he was looking to get a run, but everybody was in each other's way, or no one was willing to do it.
No one wants to be the one to lose the ball right now because they know how hard they are under the pump. So no one wants to be that guy to lose the ball. So none of them are taking risks.
Long way here. Goes over the top to Sonny. There you go, Pedro. Get on it, man. There you go. Find Sonny.
Yeah.
Good defender. Oh, there you go, Mo. Yes, that's ours. That's ours. Please.
What is Emerson doing there?
It's ours.
No, it's
What
not.
were
It's
you
theirs.
thinking? How were you thinking that was going to end up, Emerson?
Great play by
Oh,
Just make that
Man, tough. You should have gone for the.
You had
maybe
Richie
go
over
for
the
there
the
as
top.
nutmeg?
Try to lift it. Try to lift it, maybe.
You had Richie there as well, running in towards the back post. Could have played that.
That's what happens, though. We did go for a ball over the top, and they didn't win the initial header well, and then we were able to recover it. So this is, I'm not against us going over the top. It just has to be better execution.
Just keep getting the ball out to Porro as much as we can. As well. No, where's the midfield? Like, how is he standing there free? Where is that midfield? Who's picking him up? Ben Davies just wants to stand off him again. Let him cross the ball. My job's done.
Him and yeah, he's just looking like Eric Dyer out there. Fuck's sake, Jesus Christ!
It's runs around as well. It's embarrassing. Like, but this is what I was saying at half time. You know, you don't roll out the same thing. Nothing's going to change by a little pep talk. Nothing. Make changes. Hold them accountable. Tell them it's shit. You make changes. You make other players think about their performance. It's atrocious. She's even on the fucking content, Stellini, it wasn't this bad. At least we created something.
There you go, Rich. Fuck, man.
Jeez, take him off as well.
Yeah, that's lazy, bro. Fight, man.
He knows that defender's coming on and put your body between him and the ball. Gee, it's not hard.
Yes!
Come
right,
on!
Harry, dude! What? Sonny, please!
Pass it!
Hoiberg!
Oh, for frig!
Oh, my Lord! Boys, please!
How did we not score there?
Boy, how? How are you not scoring?
And it came off their own mistake as well. You got to punish it.
Oh, my Lord. Such a sitter.
Ball back across.
To whom? Who you going to there?
Oh, Pierre, though. Why are you passing that as well? Like, Pierre looked like he was passing it.
How have we not scored?
Harry, man. Dude. Oh, great win. Who won that?
Hoiberg.
Was that Romero?
No,
it was Hoiberg. Oh, Kane, man. Fuck's sake, dude. Kane, you owe us.
Win that. Skip, make a challenge. Hoiberg has to bring him down. Skip's just...
He's getting a yellow as well, Skippy.
Take him off. He shouldn't be out there. He's playing poor. Really poor.
Sitters.
So sad. I really want him to succeed. I so badly want more academy players in this team. I really want him to. That's just lazy.
Martinez is keeping them in this game, I must say, though, with some of these saves. Same as Forster, though. Forster's had some good saves. There you go. Come on.
Richie's anticipation is shit as well. Skip getting turned again. Oh, my God.
Come out, Fraser.
This is so bad. This is atrocious. Fuck me, Levy has a big hand on it. A big job on his hands getting the right manager and the right recruitment this summer.
Oh, that's a shit finish.
So it's shocking.
It's not even on the floor. It's like that's a shit finish.
It's right at him. It's straight.
It's literally down the middle.
You got to go either side of him.
And it's not even on the floor. It's not even like he has to. It's like head height, or it's easy for him to save it.
Well done, Porro. Or Romero.
That's such a sitter. Fuck. That is such a sitter.
How he hasn't gone either side of him there.
But it's embarrassing too, because then Hoiberg gets it to Sonny, and Sonny can't finish, and then Hoiberg gets it back, and Hoiberg can't even put a shot on. Like, somebody could have scored that. Just somebody. That's frustrating. That's such a gift wasted. That is pathetic that we wasted that. I'm mad about that. That's so frustrating. That's so easy.
Even get out of this.
Our under 18s would have buried that.
Distance. Yeah. Keep going, Sonny. Keep going to the goalkeeper. Make him go long. Well done. Time. Emerson to Porro.
Somebody drop deep.
No one's even making a run in behind.
Everybody's walking.
Out to Langley. Back inside to Romero.
There you are, Romero. Well done.
Langley. Good switch
Out wide
out
to
to Pedro.
Porro. Well done,
Get
Pedro.
the touch right. Great touch. Blocked. It's gone out for a corner kick.
Corner for Spurs.
Here. Jack did say Langley the other day. He fancies Langley from these set pieces.
I think he's our most dangerous guy from this set pieces.
Oh.
I think Langley's been one of our best players actually in this match thus far too. He's the only guy that's made any sort of passes to actually cause any sort of threat to Villa, either over the top or when he switches it to Pedro.
Yeah.
I think Longley's been, it's sad as it may be, he's actually been the best player, I think. Porro, shit ball.
Sonny picks it up. Waiting for Porro to get back on side. He does that.
There you go, Porro. Whip it
Porro
in.
on his left foot.
That's all right.
Harry Kane picks it back up. Can he get turned? He's looking for support. No one's near him. So big switch of play all the way to Emerson.
Emo needs options. Skippy. Højbjerg. Find him. Yes. Oh, somebody. You got to be on your feet there, Harry. You got to be on your toes.
Don't give away.
There you go. Oh, Pierre, man. I think he's got to be on his toes there, Harry, though. It didn't look like a bad pass from Højbjerg. That's how you would pass it. That's how you would try to thread it.
He started off this second half slow.
Højbjerg's actually looking a lot better, I'll be honest. He's looked a lot better. He's set us up with it. I mean, that's Højbjerg's goal. I mean, Harry Kane should have buried that, and that was all because of Højbjerg. Højbjerg set that up for him.
Is there even anyone bloody warming up? I don't think there is.
Oh,
how are they winning this? How are they on the? How do they have the ball here?
Take him.
Please win this. Thank you.
Salzburg, look at Sonny. Yes, he's on.
No. Too much.
Come on, son, keep going. Don't give up.
Ugh.
Emerson, it's all right. Big Emma. Well done, Raf. Well done.
No, that's our ball. No. Yes.
Yeah. All right, come on, Tottenham. A bit of urgency here. Let's go. Langley on the ball. Into Davies.
Romero. Nice. In the
better.
Sonny.
That's
nice, Sonny. Nice, Sonny. Oh, it's got to be. Good try. He had Davies in behind. Davies, man. How do you could stick a leg out?
He's not even aware of it, Jack.
Well, I like it, Longley. I like it, man. I like it. Show him the floor, lad.
Sonny!
Sonny, bro. You're getting lazy now.
Don't start doing this, son.
Don't get lazy, Sonny.
Big changes.
I like it. Yeah, no, that's definitely not. It's gone down way too easy. Oh, that's so lazy.
So frustrating. Here we go. 2 changes. Bissouma and Kulu. So, Jack, you're getting your wish of Bissouma.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bissouma should absolutely come in for either a Skipper or Højbjerg.
Right now, the big question is who's coming off.
Well,
I imagine they'll take Skip off. I imagine they'll take Skip off.
Richie's coming off.
Yeah, Richie's got to come off. I would like to see Danjuma come in because he has that pace in behind. We'll see if maybe Kulusevski can drop deep and pick up the ball and run at that defense a bit more. He would like to drop deep.
What if you took Davies off and moved to just Romero and Emerson?
It'd be interesting to see what happens, who comes off here, because you could put Kulu left wing back. Basuma, though, it's got to be Ollie Skip coming off. He's been atrocious today. Win that. Well on, kid. Ah, Richie, Jesus Christ. He hasn't touched the ball all afternoon. Take him off. He'd be nowhere near it.
Come on.
Get the pressure on him. Oh, come on, Richie. Sprint. Sprint. Jogging shit.
Win this. Don't. Oh, Harry.
Oh.
You go down easy here.
It's pathetic. Oh, Basuma, yeah, skips off. Been atrocious.
Come on, Basuma, man. Change this
Question
game.
how fit Basuma is as well, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what Nick was talking about. Nick didn't feel too comfortable, I think, with rushing him back into it.
And Richie's off for Kulu. Right choice. He's fucking done nothing.
Yeah, Richie was bad today.
I wonder are we just going to go flat out 3-4-3 now? I mean, you just get Perisic on for Davies as well. He should have been the first one hauled off.
Good pressure from Sonny here. Oh, help him out.
Where's Harry Kane in the picture? He's on the left. What's he doing out there?
Good pressure, Kulu.
That's it, Kulu. Don't foul, no foul.
Nice, nice, Basuma. Nice, sir.
Yes.
Oh, he slipped. He slipped.
There you go. Thank you.
That was a slip. He did slip. Well done, Basuma, though. Great pressure, man. Good pressure from Kulusevski as well. Over 300 in the house watching, everybody. If you can for me, do smash that like button, please.
Give him a booking for that.
Ball in. Oh, he spilled it.
Spilled it. Now let's build something. Keep them penned in here. Basuma.
Get it back.
Langley.
Yep,
Back to
see him.
Basuma. He's already moving.
There you go.
Look at this. Look at this.
There you go. Basuma, yes! Come on, Sonny!
What a ball.
Sonny! Are you serious?
Jesus Christ.
Lads, can we go to finishing school?
That's much better from the midfield, though. Well done, Basuma.
Fuck's sake, boys. Why are we wasting these?
Oh, good Lord. Did you see how quickly Basuma pulled the trigger on that? He saw
exactly.
He saw the pass immediately.
Oh,
was he
slightly
offside?
off. He's still off. Why are we off every time? Now Sonny's is off as much as Richie is.
One went too early.
Oh, my Lord, lads. Sitters FC. Jeez.
That's much better from the midfield play. It's simple. 3 little touch and go by Basuma. It's simple. Like, we make it look like it's...
There you go. There you go. Come on, Kulu. There you go, Pedro. Out wide, Basuma. Yes, Basuma. Good try, though, man. I like it at Basuma. Great impact thus far. Great impact.
I'm keeping Aston Villa in their own half now. That's more like it.
Basuma's everywhere thus far. Martinez goes long.
That's it. That's it. That's it. So, ref, no way.
No, he's offside. He's offside. We need to bury this next chance.
Yeah.
Can't be wasting these anymore.
Because you might not get another one. It might dry up on the end.
Or we could concede the next one.
Yeah.
Kulu, yes. Well done.
On, Kulu.
Yes, Kulu.
Oh!
No!
That was the wrong option.
Please.
The wrong option, man. Pull back to who's ever in the midfield. That would have been very...
Please, Sonny, somebody go to finishing school, man.
Changes have made a difference anyway. Well done,
Absolutely Kulu. Have. Absolutely have. Listen. Nah, he couldn't see him.
Oh, Harry, stick your ass out, man. Put it in there.
Everything's working right now except the final. Except
You
the
take out
finish.
Richarlison, you bring on Ollie Skip straight away. Kulu made an impact, and straight away Basuma have.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on,
There
lads.
you go.
Richarlison and Ollie Skip will do next season for like FA Cup and League Cup and stuff. Well done. Well read, Romero. Well read, kid.
Sikulu.
Højbjerg to Romero. Oh, Jesus.
Sketch.
Well done,
There you
Højbjerg.
are. There you go, Basuma.
Romero.
Long layout wide to Emo. Come on, Emo. Take your space here. There you go, Emo. Well done, man.
Oh, Kulu's in. No, he's not. Good defending there by the Villa defender. He took him out. Yeah. Just barging into him, holding him for that run.
Yeah,
Emerson.
Kulu is seeing and making those runs on time and staying on side though. So I mean that's a whole different ballgame.
Turn Pierre. Turn Pierre. Someone make a run.
Emerson. Kane and Son are just standing on top of each other at the minute. Langley.
There you go.
Okay,
Emo.
so let's go.
Someone make a run here. Someone make a run.
He's off.
Fuck.
He's off again.
So late. There you go, Sonny.
Just two of them there.
Get there, Mo. Oh, it's good feet. Good feet from Jacob.
It's going to be dangerous. Oh,
Romero misses.
There you go. Cootie time.
There you go, man on, Pierre. There you go, Pedro. There you go, lads. Come on.
Triangles. Look at this.
There you go.
Positive play. Keep the ball.
And he wants it back.
There you go, lads.
See what happens when you're playing.
There you go, Mo. Good pass. Someone make a run.
He's on. He's on. Kulu's on.
Someone make a run there, though, please. Harry or Sonny. They're both like, oh, you go first.
No,
Jesus Christ, lads. Somebody.
Let's go. Pick it up. Let's go again. Come on, let's get a goal before 75 minutes and make a game of it. Villa making two changes. Looks like they're going two up top. Bailey's coming off. Who's going on? Buendia and Bailey have come off. And Kamara and Duran are on. Duran. Thing is, we've created more than enough chances to be able to at least be 1-1.
Absolutely. If we could have finished any of those, just in the last 15 minutes, we've created more chances than we did all in the first half, man.
Yeah.
We need to be our front line needs to relax a little bit.
Yeah. The difference in the substitutions, though, when you've got players who are good technically.
And who are willing to press, too. Immediately, our two substitutions were in their faces.
There we go.
Okay, come on. That's a good ball.
Who's in the middle, though?
Davies chasing it down? No.
Who's there? He's no option, though. Who's there? Like, where's Kane? Where's Kulu? Where's Son?
Listen, if it would have been a better ball over to Poro, a full crossfield fullback to fullback, that would have worked.
True. Come on, Kane. Get pressure on that ball. Now, Aston Villa are, of course, going to want to slow the ball down and knock it around. Don't buy into it by sitting there. Go and press the fucking thing. This is what they want to do.
Yeah.
20 minutes left in the game. They're going to start doing this. So what are we doing? Standing there and assisting them into it.
A lot of time here for Ashley Young to McGinn.
I can't watch him do this anymore.
Spurs really deep here. There you go. Fuck.
Oh, man, ref.
We're so deep there, though. We're so deep.
this is the thing, like they're so happy to drop off and let Villa knock the ball around.
Oh, that's
We're
not
1-0
foul.
down. We have to go and score. Go and get the ball. This is a dangerous position, by the way.
Yeah.
Middle of the goal as well on the free kick. You can go either side. This will probably end up in the back of our fucking net.
I'd be very frustrated with the forward line if that were the case. I'm sorry, Dave, but right now I'm getting forward line is going to have to step up in their next chance here because they've had some service. Let's be honest. They've had some service today.
Well, the ones that have been on.
Hey, it should at least be 1-1. I mean, as good as Villa have been, it should at least be 1-1. We've missed it. It's either sitters from, being offside, or it's just been general sitters. Also as well, though, sometimes the ball's just off, but I'll be honest, Sonny or Kane or whichever one next just has to take this next chance. Just too many wasted. Especially with this defense.
Referee, how long is he going to let this free kick take?
What are we building a sandcastle here?
What do you want to do? Now the form. Yeah, make sure we get that on Sky. Well done, twat. Bad feeling about this.
Jesus, I mean, how long do we have?
I know this has gone on for 2 minutes now. It's a joke.
Some of the Spurs fans need to get home.
I'd say they're furious today. And they do every right to be. Yep.
No!
I knew it.
Wow.
I knew it. Fraser Forster was way too over to the left there as well, by the way.
Yeah, that looked pathetic from Forster. That looked pathetic.
I just knew it was going to go in. I just knew from the position. It was so dangerous. He could go either way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know what to think of this because it's been dreadful from so many players and lazy, but I'm sorry. Like, it's just the more we kept missing chances, the more opportunities Villa are then going to get to be able to grab this. And how many chances have they had versus us? I mean, they've had some good ones, but at least they take theirs. That's poor from Forster, I think, actually. That's poor.
Terrible.
That's
way
shocking.
more.
And he barely even gets off the ground when he dives here.
It's not even dead in the corner.
He barely gets any sort of lift when he jumps here. Barely gets any lift. No, that's like in the middle of the goal. It's like in the middle of the goal. Shocking. That's shocking from him. That's way too. That's terrible. But this is the thing I was saying, Dave. Like, the defense is poor. We know that they can concede to anything, and I'll be honest. I think the whole 11 takes so much responsibility today. I don't think anybody really can hold their heads high in this case. I think the defense, we all know we're going to concede. I anticipated us probably conceding at least 2 goals in this game, but I don't know.
Everyone's been shit.
Everyone's been shit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can really come off with their head held high. Like, you take away the offside chances, you've had Kane and you've had Kulu. Apart from that, we haven't created anything. Like, you had Richarlison out there for.
I think Sonny's had a few of those offside chances as well. But
yeah,
it's either been, yeah.
But,
what a ball!
There you go,
Pedro.
There you go.
No way!
Get the frig out.
It's been like 80,000 offsides I've seen today.
Spurs fans ain't happy. You can see it through the cameras. It's a joke. I'm sick of this. It's just been absolutely shit. On the ball and off the ball. It's been atrocious. I'm sorry, Basuma needs to start the next game as well.
Yeah, I agree. Feel bad for him. He's created some chances for us as well. But Jesus, Højbjerg, man. I think Højbjerg, I'll be honest, he's had too many bad games in a row now.
I think he's been all right today, Jack.
He's given it away, though. Like, the last 3 minutes, I've just seen him give it away 3 times now.
No, I get that, but the majority of the game, he's been at least he's been the only midfielder getting stuck in and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm not praising him. I think everybody's been been poor today, but between him and Ollie Skip, he's actually tried. You know, he's got stuck in. He's tried to get the pressure on the ball and stuff like that. Ollie Skip just got ran around. It was a disaster for him today. Basuma's done all right when he's come on, though. I like the way he's looking to get on the ball and move it and get on it again. Yeah. Hopefully he can be fit for the next game because we need that in the midfield.
Yeah.
Langley. Basuma with the ball over the top for Sonny.
Harry, man, move your ass.
You have to get up there and support him. There's only one thing Sonny can do there. That's it. There's only one thing he can do.
It's not even like what didn't even look like that bad of a header, to be honest. Like he could have been more accurate, but still, you got to move your ass at least, Harry. At least make an effort.
And the thing is with him, it's not even about reading the game. It's just about his desire today.
Yeah.
You know, because he knows, like as a striker, he knows all someone can do is header that, and someone needs to support him.
Yeah. And it's your job as a striker always to be the support man. It's part of your role to be a support man.
Get it in. Oh, it's a good pullback. Oh, well defended by Villa.
Yeah, I think Basuma does have to start next game. Absolutely does. He's just been doing exactly what we've been missing from midfield. He has a sense of urgency as well. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I mean, how many offsides? Credit to Villa with how well drilled it is, but a lot of it is also just us being just like, it's like we're goldfish.
Their line is impeccable. Not one of them have broke that line all afternoon.
You're right.
Moondog says in Mason we trust. Same crap. Lol. Yeah. Like, this is the thing. We keep getting sucked into it. You know, Mandrick comes in, gets a little bit out of them. Oh, it was the previous manager. It's not. It's just new manager bounces. It's all we're seeing. No one can do anything over a prolonged, sustained period of time. Just fucking cut the rot out of the squad this summer. Well done, Basuma. Porro. Good ball to Kulu.
There you go, Kulu. You got men in there, Kulu.
Son, back post. No, you got it lifted.
All right.
There you go.
Too late. Oh, he's got to hit that on his right. He's got to hit it on his right. He had Son peeling to the back. He's got to do it. As soon as he pulls that back, the crossing opportunity is gone.
Kulu's taking the corner.
I agree with Neil Shapton. He said this isn't on Mason. It's a complete all-around team failure. No enthusiasm. Oh. Nobody is vocal out on the field. I agree with you, Neil. I feel like Mason maybe has been outdone a bit, but I mean, he is not the person I'm blaming today.
No, you can't.
In fact, I actually think he's not made, again, like it's another thing I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I think continually Mason has not made himself look stupid or made himself look like an idiot in any way. He's not pulling absolute doozies of decisions. Like he's, for the most part, setting up how most Spurs fans want us to set up. He is making changes like Basuma there. He did take off the likes of Richarlison soon. Maybe we want it sooner, but still it's better than what we're used to.
Whoa,
it's just a lot of this is on these players here. Come on, Kulu, get through.
Come on.
Lose touch. Lose touch.
Well done. Who was that? Emerson.
Someone get in the box. Harry, make an effort, man. Somebody make a run in behind here. Someone needs to run in behind. Oh, they're on the break here.
That's weak by Sonny. He's going to cost us a goal. Well done, Romero. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's a red card. Yeah, but back to what you and Neil were saying. Like, the thing is, like, you can't keep blaming the managers. Look, you got to blame the players. You know, and
Mason's also making decisions just quickly, Dave, that a lot of us have asked for. Like, I know he maybe could have done certain things that maybe, like, you could be a bit nitpicky, right, with Mason, like with things he's either gotten wrong. But like, I'll be honest, like Dave, he is doing for the most part what a lot of fans have asked for. Yeah,
here's
that's not a foul at all. Wow, that's crazy. Didn't even
Here's
touch
the
him
thing,
once.
Jack. We've played 4 at the back, we've played 3 at the back, we've played 5 at the back. You know, we've played all different formations. You know, it's not about the formation anymore. It's not about, you know, how he butters them up or how he gives out to them. It's not about that anymore. It's just about players that are here that are not good enough and pulling their weight for the jersey. But also, how long, I think that could be a handball there off Harry Kane. But also, you know, Daniel Levy as well. You know, how long has he allowed some of these players to stay here as well? They're the 2 people you should be blaming today, not Mason. Not shouldn't Conte shouldn't have got it. Stellini shouldn't have got it. Jose shouldn't have got it. You know, it's like how many more times do we have to keep seeing this shit and keep blaming managers? Not on the managers. Even just comes down to a bit of self-pride for some of these guys. Where is it? Porro off for Danjuma. He wasn't great today either, Porro.
No. Big up Moondog, my man.
No, Porro wasn't great, but clearly the tactic was just to neutralize him.
Yeah.
Because they knew that Davies was going to do fuck all.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. You're 100% there correct. You know, no, don't put pressure on Davies. Let him have the ball. Yeah. And that's the thing in football, you know, even if you hear ex-players talk about it. You know, I was listening to something the other day and he was saying, like, you know, there are certain players across that back line where, you know, you let them have the ball. You wait till you know, you let them have the ball. You put pressure on them at times as well and stuff like that, you know. Players that aren't technically gifted, aka Ben. But it's a number of things today. Yeah, my God. That's revolting. I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna get a puke bucket if he does that again. He just runs it inside and lays it out. It's revolting. I'm going piss. I can't watch this.
This is sad. Basuma here on the ball. He's find him. Oh, you had a sunny run there, but it's
but
too
Son
late.
was offside at the time, man. I'm glad he did make that move.
Is it them just being too eager each time, or is it also? I mean, this Villa high line has been class.
The line is solid, and they're playing the offside trap very well.
It just feels like one or twice, you know, a few of these times we should have gotten it. And actually, we have gotten it right on a few of these times and then just missed the chance. Let's be fair. But they've caught us out nearly every time. Corner for Spurs. I mean, got to get a goal now if there is any hope. Oh. And it's easily into Martinez's arms. Ugh. I think the players that I know that the whole 11 has let us down today, but I'm really disappointed in the front line today, Nick. I'm really disappointed in Davies. I think Davies was poor. I think Højbjerg, I understand where Dave is coming from, but I think Højbjerg is, again, put in a stinker, in my opinion. I think he's given away the ball way too often. That being said, though, I mean, the chance he set up for Kane, like, that should have been a goal. And probably we'd all be praising Højbjerg if he had actually scored that, Harry Kane. But I don't know. I think the midfield has had a shocker. I don't think it can be Skip and Højbjerg again. It has to be Basuma and someone else. Plus, it could be Basuma and Sarr for all I care, but it can't be Skip and Højbjerg together. It has to. That partnership needs to be broken up.
But see, the problem all along was Ollie Skip. Højbjerg, by and large, has had his best numbers in terms of output and that, you know. And, you know, the drop-off only really came in when he was put in beside Ollie Skip. Ollie Skip is your problem. Look when he's come off the ball. We've dominated this half. Look at the possession we've kept. Look how good we are on the ball. Look at the pressure. Like some of the pressure that we've done this half. We've been getting stuck in. Ollie Skip is useless on the ball. And how many times did you see him just pulling out of Villa players because he's chugging along behind them? He can't. He's not good enough. And this is what I was alluding to during the debate show during the week. He's got so much more to do if he wants to stay in Tottenham, in the Tottenham team. Basuma's come back from a really long injury, and he's already displaced them.
Yeah.
Already. And that's your biggest problem today. Your biggest penalty. Your biggest problem today has been that midfield. That's been your problem, in possession and out of possession. It's a penalty.
Seems to think it is, Harry.
The question is he on? Yeah. No, they'll draw the line. He'd be offside. That's a penalty.
That is a penalty.
He hasn't touched the ball. The big question is this Harry onside? I think he's just off. He hasn't touched the ball.
That's a penalty. That's a penalty. I mean, he's got nowhere to go after this, Harry Kane. He's got nowhere to go after he takes this touch. He's only gonna get clattered into. He doesn't even really lean into it. We played so shockingly. I'm not going to appeal for it very hard, but I do think that's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
I do think that's a penalty.
I mean, how many more times do they need to look at this? It's clear he hasn't touched it.
Even if Harry Kane has let it, he's at the end of the day, what's he supposed to do? Like, try to trapeze himself like over the tackle.
Penalty.
Like he's going to have to, like fling himself like a ballerina over that tackle. Like it's a penalty.
Oh, and he's on. He's being kept on. No, wait. So it's got to be a penalty.
No, it looks like how often? When have we been given the penalty for these sort of things?
Yeah, and another 3 minutes to come to a decision.
When have we been given the penalty for this sort of thing this season, Dave? When have we?
No, I know. It is a penalty. I've seen them given all throughout the Premier League over multiple times.
We saw Arsenal get that shocking penalty the other day, or whatever it was, from the Fulham.
It's just baffling me how long it's taken. Because even if we do score it, they're eating up our time to go and get an equaliser. This is what I keep talking about this shit. It's a joke. Like, this is 3 minutes now. This is 3 minutes we wasted. Are they going to add that on at the end?
Referee looks like he's taking pizza orders.
Yeah. Get a sausage and bacon, please.
Wait a minute. The line is breaking up here. Is that a double pepperoni you wanted?
You can't write this. He has to go to the monitor now.
Why can't they just overrule it?
Oh, Lord. You just can't write it. Let's waste more time and send him to the monitor. Let's waste another minute. It's a fucking penalty. How many more eyes do you need on it?
What can I do to not give this, is what he's saying out loud. Is there any angle that you can give me to overrule this? Is there any angle?
Someone forgot their order, so they sent him over to the monitor. Just delay it a bit longer and we'll give you his pizza order too. Just grab the Lino's pizza order. Give it. Dude.
Please. It's given.
How long? Why does it take fucking 4.5 minutes to come to that bloody decision? Why?
Pisses me off, though, because this should be 2-2. Missed so many chances before this.
It's a clear pen. Loopy 9669. How is that a dive? Martinez knocked him off his feet. You can't dive if somebody actually knocks you over.
Part of it, though, is Harry Kane has nowhere to land, I think, either.
Yeah.
After that, he's got to perform some sort of like somersault in order to get over that tackle afterwards. Yeah. So in that sort of case, if you're asking him to perform some sort of gymnastics trick, then it absolutely is a penalty. I'm just disappointed that we've wasted so many chances, that this is sort of our one chance at a goal here. It's pathetic, actually. This should be 2-2.
He's going on 5 or 6 minutes now. He's now booked a Villa player for the Senate. Just get on with the fucking game. Put it in the back of the net and give us a chance to go for an equaliser. I'm sorry, but this started on 84 minutes. We're now at 89 minutes. If there's not 5+ added on in this half, plus the substitutions, fuck this. Fuck referees and pugmall or whatever you want to call them. Joke. They've done everything to delay this penalty being taken.
Good penalty, Harry.
The whole lot. They've done everything to delay it being taken. Absolutely everything in their power. There better be 7 minutes added on.
Moondog with a super chat from a while ago. He says, wait for the Dyer in fan club. Believe me, Moondog, I'm pretty sure Dave will absolutely feast on them if they even give that even a chance. I think Dave will be on that case immediately. Our first clean sheet in months came without this guy. And to be honest, as much as the goals we've conceded today have been poor, nowhere near as poor as what they have been when Moonhead has been in the lineup. That's what I would think too, Moondog. Big up, my man. Appreciate your support. Hollywood Hotspur saying we have no rhythm to our movements, which impacts the timing of our runs. Basuma adds tempo to the midfield. Got to start next match. What do you feel like, Dave, that Basuma is doing that the others aren't?
I mean, Basuma's just good on the ball, isn't he, Jack? You
Yeah.
know, you look at Ollie Skip, first touch, right? Basuma, first touch, ball still at his feet. Skip touches it, it's 20 yards into this fucking centre circle. You know, that's the biggest difference. You got a guy who's composed. One touch, passes it, but not only does he move it, Jack, he goes over and supports it and looks for it back. That's the big difference. That's why when Basuma's come on, you've seen the triangles happen back there because he's moving to receive the ball back. Ollie Skip passes it, he stood there. Højbjerg passes it, he stood there. That's the biggest difference.
6 minutes at a time, Han.
No, not enough. Not enough. It took 5 minutes alone for the penalty. No,
I agree.
It took 6 minutes alone for the penalty.
And then this substitution, it's gonna be 1 minute already in before Matty Cash is already on the pitch, and we get the game started again.
I'm getting a stopwatch next week. I need to gather how much football we're actually seeing. How did they come to the conclusion 6 minutes when we've had 6 substitutions? We've had fucking 10 minutes to get a penalty decision.
Get rid.
Let alone all the other stoppages.
Win this MO. There you go, man. Well done, MO.
Stay out now.
Oh,
Well
wow.
There you go.
What a meg.
I mean, Basuma's decision making. I know I've been saying
He's
decision
been
making
class.
about 50
He's been
times
class.
a day, but yeah, it's so much better.
Come on, Tottenham, let's go. Come on. You're absolutely spot on about Basuma, though, Nick.
Yeah, it's like he actually knows he has a plan when he receives the ball of what he's going to do next.
One of my favorite thing about Basuma here as well, Hollywood Hotspur and Nick, is that he actually passes it forward.
Yeah.
By the looks of things.
Yeah. Come on, let's go. Let's not fires out here.
Danjuma, drive Danj. Come on, Danj. There you go, man. Davies. Or Perisic, actually. Perisic is on now.
About fucking time. Should have been on at halftime.
Basuma. Nice. Nice. Kulu.
Good delivery in here, buddy.
Basuma here. Love that. Love that. Love that. Fine Harry again. Oh, Kulu. Get there.
No.
That works.
Get it in the box. Get it in there. It's where we're going to score goals. Just get it in there. Go on.
Basuma.
Get out the Perisic.
Get it to Danjuma, man. Come on, Danj. There you go. Perisic, Harry! Danjo. Oh, come on, man. Don't need to be shooting that.
That's why he doesn't start. Oh, no.
Win that. Come on, Pierre. Come on, man. Well done, Pierre.
Nice. Nicely done.
Well done. Let's go, Basuma.
Drive MO. Drive MO. All right, long lay. Yes, see Danj. Yes. He's in behind here. Get there. Get there. Oh, okay. Kulu. Kulu. Oh, my Lord. It's a souvenir.
I'm sorry, but that's a shocking ball.
It's a souvenir.
That is absolutely shocking from Danjuma. He's got 2 guys, and all he's got to do is roll it in front of them, and he puts it behind board.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was Danjuma. Who played that? That's Perisic, Dave, that played that.
Is shocking.
That is shocking from Perisic. That was Perisic.
It's a simple ball.
Him of all people, too. You would think that would be Danjuma that would misplay it, but it was Perisic.
Absolutely shocking ball. You've got 2 players steaming towards goal.
Loopy gets a timeout.
That was a huge
you don't
chance.
talk to Daniel Larson like that. No, you don't.
That was a huge chance, man. Oh.
Big up, Nick.
Huge chance.
Come on, one more attack.
We got
just
one
balloon it
attack
off
left
his
in,
nuts.
man.
If he's going to stand there, balloon it off his ghoulies. Play him.
Perisic now.
Deliver it. We just need one sweet ball. Just one.
Janjo. In a sunny. Top of the box for Emo.
I was going to say, if he shot there, I was going to kill him.
Okay. Get there,
Little-
Basuma.
Oh, God.
It's so heavy from Kulu.
Yeah.
It's so heavy. Why's he got fucking lead on these boots?
Now, they took a whole minute for a substitution, so this better go to 97 minutes.
We're missing. I think we're ruining a lot of missed chances.
Someone break his thumb as well.
Is he hailing a cab? What the fuck is that, man?
Yeah, someone break that. Come on. I mean, how long does he want? 30 seconds for a goal kick, man.
Please win that, Pierre. Come on, Pierre.
Right, there's time here for one more. Let's go. No.
There you go, Emma. Well done, man.
Good job. Good job.
Come on, Romero.
Go
Clear.
long, Fraser. Go bloody long. Don't get involved in it now, lads. Now's not the time. Urgency. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did they know how long's left?
Sonny. He's over the top. Yeah!
Oh!
Is it on? Is it on?
Is he onside? He can't possibly be onside.
Gotta be off. It's off.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck. Story. That's probably an appropriate way for that to end. The way that's just story of the game right there. Oh. Who's the left back? Who's the left back? Who's the left back? Are you gonna look back? They're not looking back at it.
No lines today. It's not working, Jack.
Not even one check. Not even one check.
No.
It looks like Moreno was close.
I thought so too.
Looked like Moreno was keeping him on. Fuck's sake.
That's it. He's going to blow it now any second.
There it is.
That's full time.
Well, I think that's Europe. Dead and gone. Potentially Conference League spot.
Goal difference. It's going to come down to goal difference because we're now level points. I think we're only 1 goal or 2 goals ahead of them, I think.
Oh, that's right, because they dropped points in their previous game. Yeah.
Both 2 games left to play. So I think we'll have to go and win both of our last games, and we're going to have to fucking do a number on them as well. And let's Villa drop points. But, you know, again, though, lads, this is like we've had it in our own hands. Go and secure it. You know, give us a nice, easy end to the season. And yet again, they fucking fail. You know, look, for me, the blame goes on them players that started today.
Yeah.
The substitutions made a difference. They made a difference. It's the team that started that today. Nowhere near good enough. Skip, not good enough. Ben Davies, not good enough. Richarlison, nowhere near good enough today. Absolutely rotten. Until some of these players are gone, I'm sorry, we're going to keep saying the same thing. It's just not good enough, you know. But also, Kane, you got to do more. You got to do.
I just thought the front line, Dave, the whole front line was
more. You know,
yeah.
Everyone has to do more. Everyone has to do more.
But it was also just a lack of discipline for me at certain stages, because you think when they are playing that great of it was an incredible high line. Like, it was an incredible high line. It was an incredible offside trap. But when you have players like Kane and Sonny, who are some of the best of the best, you would think after a while they would get some of these runs, you know, timed well, or they would be able to use each other, because there's even a moment, Dave, where Kane and Son were passing to each other and Kane still played it right too late. And you sort of think to yourself, like, these are guys that if anybody's going to break a world class sort of offside trap, it would be Kane and Son who would be able to time it, and they still couldn't do it today, which is, I don't know. It's a bad performance, I think, for most part from 1 through 11. I actually think there were some okay performances from certain individuals, but at the end of the day, it was really lazy from start to finish. I felt like the team was like hit with tranquilizers or something before the game, especially in the first half with how slow and how just lethargic the team looked in general. But I am a bit frustrated to sort of see us 1-0 down for that long before and just kind of waste so many chances as we did. And then to give up that free kick that Romero did for Forster to make a really pathetic save, but to concede such another pathetic goal to go 2-0 down, it's just hard because I feel like we did actually have a lot of chances to equalize. I think we did have chances to go 1-1 and we missed them. And then eventually they took it 2-0 like any team would against our defense. Our defense is always going to concede. I think as much as we've made improvements without Dyer not being there, it's still, I think, going to concede at some stage. And
Well, when
we
you've
got
got
punished
Skip,
for it.
when you've got Skip being run around the way he
Mhm.
is, he's the guy that you're hoping that your midfield helps you out as well, stops the amount of
But I
times
can't
that
blame the
ball's
back line too much. I think the back line wasn't the worst of the performance tonight, Dave, as Ben Davies was really poor on the ball. But ultimately, I don't know if, I mean, they conceded some chances to Villa, but
and
I
Davies was
just,
shit off the ball as well. The amount of
yeah,
times he got
Yeah.
skinned on that left-hand
no,
side.
true. Totally true.
Porro was marked out of the game. Perisic should have been starting. Mason should have seen this coming. But look, the reality
I just
is
think a lot of people were poor today. Like you can't
everyone
say
was
that.
poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Sonny was poor. Sonny didn't give us the work rate he gave us off the ball last week. We had a couple. Okay, that he ended up being offside, but his finishing has got to be better. Harry
Mhm.
Kane, okay, he done
That's the
all right
chance
when
of
he
the
was on
game.
the ball.
His chance from Hoiberg is the chance of the game. That's the best
But
But
chance
he
of the
done
game.
all right when he was on the ball. But apart from that, there was no work out of him. No real work. Richarlison, fucking useless.
Yeah.
Battling qualities the last few weeks have come to the fore. None of that today. But not only that, he offers you nothing on the ball either. Absolutely zero. How many times? How many times was he offside in the first half? And this is something that me and Nick were speaking about. It was a clear game plan to go back to what Antonio Conte's team done to Aston Villa last season when we smacked them. Over the top balls. That's where we caught them out last year. We got a heap of goals by doing it, right? Mason said he'd re-put that plan out. But you can't just rely on that. If it's not working, you have to go down the sides. He banked on playing it over top by playing Ben Davies there today. But he knew Porro would be knocked out the game. Emery told him in the pre-match press conference that was his plan. So Mason was just happy to go with that and go, okay, we'll play balls over the top. But you're playing midfielders who can't play them.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. And this is what me and Nick were saying. You can't just rely on that one thing. You have to ask different questions to that back line. You have to go down the sides. I'd argue when we made them changes and we started going down the sides of them, we were getting in behind them. Just the final ball was a bit lacking at times, but we were getting in behind them, And everyone's just got to do better. Ollie Skip was absolutely atrocious today.
Yeah.
Hoiberg, he needs to do more. He needs to do a lot more. Well, he was okay, but he needs to do a lot more, a hell of a lot more. Porro couldn't get himself into the game. And I know he's marked tightly, but he's a good player on the ball. Believe in yourself. Get on the ball. Go and skin a player. Demand it.
Yeah, he's there to be creative. He's not there to
Fraser
sort of be a
Forrester.
passenger.
Yeah. Fraser Forrester. Shocking for the free kick.
Yeah.
Shocking. He set up that wall. And when you watch the free kick being taken, he moves his head to the left away from the ball to get a glimpse of it. He couldn't even see what was going on. And that's what made him being late to the ball. But he was way too over to the left-hand side as well. But look, our problem started in the first half when we couldn't control that football and we couldn't play. We allowed Aston Villa just to come at us, bombard us, and that set the tone for the majority of the game until we made substitutions.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. If you don't have technical players out there that can keep the ball, especially away from home, that's when you need them the most because you want to take this thing out of the home team's game. You want to silence down that crowd. We didn't do that. We let them build up momentum. We let the crowd get noisy, and we let them feel it today. We have to be better on the ball from minute one. And that's just the harsh reality of it, especially away from home. You've got to get on the ball, take the sting out of their game, quieten down the crowd, and fucking go for it. We only look better because they were 2-0 up as well. Let's not, how many times have we seen this? We go 2-0 down, all of a sudden we start playing, we look a bit better. That's not because we're great. That's because teams just drop off. That's all they do. They drop off. The game's won. It's not good enough. It's fucking shit from this. I'm fed up of it. I'm fed up with it. And many times this season, they've had a chance to just give the fans something. Just give us something. You know,
Another example of when the other team just seemed to give more of a shit than we did as well, right? Where Aston Villa, of course, knew the importance of this game. And it just felt like it was another game where you see them come out the gates, you see them coming out fast, obviously wanting it, obviously being well prepared for this match. And you see Spurs, and it feels like they don't understand any of the context behind the game. They don't seem to understand any sort of what's at stake here still for the rest of the season. They really just want to be like the fans, it looks like, the players, and just sort of blink, and then maybe the season can be over. But what's unacceptable about that is that at the end of the day, we're not the ones out there on the pitch. We're not the ones making the decisions, behind the boardroom or anything like that. We're just fans who have to sit here and watch this, and to see the players sort of behave in the way that we probably want to, which is sort of give up and just sort of move on in the next season, I think is also unacceptable, because they're the ones who are responsible for this. They're the ones who can actually make an impact. It's not like they can, they sort of seem to have this sort of reluctance that they can't really make any sort of change or have any sort of impact on the game. And you even saw it with like I said, the interviews in the past from even Eric Dyer when asked about whether we win trophies or not. And he just sort of laughs it off. He laughs it off as if it's kind of a fan. And the mentality today from the players looked like most of them didn't care. Most of them looked lazy, lethargic, like they'd just gotten out of bed even just 20 minutes before the game. That's what I just simply, again, don't understand, is how we continue to start games that way, no matter what manager it is. It could be Antonio Conte, it could be Stellini, it could be Ryan Mason, it could be their best friend in Ryan Mason, it could be, the guy they fear in Antonio Conte. They still come out with no balls, no energy, no steel, and it just leads to what ends up being a dead performance. And it's not exactly coming from sort of one or two players. It's pretty much coming for the whole 11, like you said. Like, how many times did we see the likes of Kane and Sonny just sort of standing on top of each other, just standing still, being static? Or even when you saw the likes of a Sonny in that one moment you pointed out, Dave, he's flicking it on to somebody, only for Harry Kane just sort of like just daydreaming, or like whatever it was. Like, it felt like there were too many players daydreaming, like sort of like just caught with like thinking someone else was going to make the run or someone else was going to support and whatnot. And that's also where you're just left just like dejected, because if they don't give a shit, it's hard for the fans even to give a shit at any stage. Because even when we did score a goal, it also felt way too late, like as per usual. And we do have a super chat here from Jerome, and he says, too many missed chances. Again, away games, we are pathetic. Is Mason really ready for this job? I doubt it. I don't think he's ready for this job, but I don't think he's in any way fully responsible for this performance here, Jerome. But for me, Nick, part of the reason why I think this was a bad performance from 1 through 11, I think a good example of that are the missed chances. Like, we probably normally do sort of separate the forward line from the back line, but with the chances missed today, I mean, they have to take some of the responsibility as well, I think, the forwards.
Absolutely. And, we've seen that in a couple of key matches over the season so far. The forward line just doesn't get it together, doesn't finish the chances, but you know what? I do put a little blame on Mason today. Tactically, he was neutralized. We know for the last couple of games in a row, the midfield combination has not been working. So why are we seeing the exact same thing again?
Yeah, the Skip and Højbjerg
on the pitch if he hasn't been working? Why are we not seeing Sarr? Is there another reason? It's just that I'm very confused with that as to why it especially up against, somebody asked the question, has he not seen any Aston Villa games this year? Clearly their back line is strong and organized and moves in unison. So over the top, maybe that worked last year, but you're gonna struggle with it again this year under Unai Emery. My question is why the same midfield? Because if you switch up there, you give us opportunities. We saw it with the substitutions coming on.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. And just also to come in on to Jerome's super chat there, Jacko. Look, we can't blame Mason, right? We got the answer that we know Mason is not the solution long term. Got that today. But we can't fall into the trap of blaming him. We've spoke about tactics with numerous different managers. We spoke about, it's up to the manager to get these players motivated and get out there. No better a guy than Mason, I was told, right? And it comes to a point where it's not the managers. They're setting these players up, they're sending them out there. But when in the pitch, things like what Basuma came on and done. Just pass the ball, go and look for it back. Show some support to your teammate. We're not seeing that out there. Everyone's willing to pass the ball and just let that other person try and do everything. There's you can't put that on the manager. That comes down to the willingness of the players to actually move about, to actually do the hard side of the game, which is run about, out of possession, go and close the ball down. People aimed that at Conte, people aimed that at Stellini. Same shit happened there again today. It's not the managers. It's down to the willingness of the players. You can see it. Even under Conte.
They just don't care.
Listen today, Jacko. There are times we went impressed. But then you've got other players sitting there slacking, not doing it. This is our problem. It's not the managers. The manager's not the problem here at this football club. I've been saying it for quite some time. You can keep asking the managers to do this and do that and get more out of them. But at some stage, when are we going to ask the players to get more out of themselves? When are we going to demand more out of these players? And it's not just them.
Yeah.
That guy sitting up the top, the chairman, he's allowed this to fester by keeping players here for too long. And it's having a knock-on effect with all the new signings that we've made under Steve Hitchin, our second rebuild under Paratici. But when we still persist with some of these players and still have them in around the squad, it drags everyone else down. And even when they don't play, they still have a huge effect in and around the dressing room. And it's clear that they're affecting the mentality and people aren't going out there with the right mentality. This is not a manager problem. And we got that today. It's not a manager problem. For too long, we've kept going, new manager come in, it was the old manager. It's not, it's just a new manager bounce. But it's always going to end up falling back the same way. We have a massive job on our hands this summer. And if they're not willing to roll the sleeves up, get their hands dirty, and fuck the shit out of this squad, and actually getting good technical players to assist some of the good technical players we already have, this next season's right off as well. It's going to keep continuing.
I just also feel like Jerome
look at himself, and also that chairman of ours, he better have a fucking long summer plan for us.
I also want to say to Jerome that as much as maybe I agree, Mason probably got the Højbjerg Skip partnership wrong today. He needed to make changes in that regard. But we've often said, oh, look at what Eddie Howe has done with the same set of players. Look what Thomas Frank has done with these set of players. Look what De Zerbi has done with these set of players. The issue is, I think, with comparing even how other teams have performed under a new manager. Spurs, these set of players have had 4 or 5 managers over like the past 2 or 3 years, basically at this stage. Yeah. And not one of them have been able to get any sort of tune really in any regard for a consistent period. That just shows that there's one problem and one problem only. It is these players that have continued to stick around. And it's also up to the ownership and it's up to the hierarchy to realize that these players are actually costing them money by continuing to get other managers sacked and continuing to get other guys blamed for what ultimately is the squad's own incompetency, the squad's own lack of desire, and the squad's just simple as lack of actually giving a shit when it comes to these sort of games. Because that's what comes off very clearly in a lot of these competitions is that in certain games, they're fully willing to get up for it. Certain games, they're fully willing to put in the effort and be able to look like a much better version of themselves. And in other games, they just simply don't seem to want to turn up. And then when you even, no matter how good you are, if you don't want to turn up and you don't want to put in the effort, you will get punished at this sort of level. You absolutely will be. It can even be a team much worse than you. But if you don't have any sort of desire, any sort of energy, any sort of willpower, you will get punished and you will get run over in the way that we continue to see ourselves. Because also these games matter. These games matter to Villa. These games matter to Newcastle. These games matter to Liverpool. What seems to be consistent is that these games don't matter to our players. They don't seem to matter at all to them. And then where you look at the opposition that they're coming up against, you can tell in their eyes, the opposition, that the game matters to them, that they seem to give a shit about it. And that's another issue, Jerome. He also says, how dare we go to the press and say we don't want Nagelsmann after such a pathetic display? Seriously, this club is beyond pathetic. Jerome, I think what it was is Julian Nagelsmann, he wanted the football manager password. Daniel Levy didn't want to give him the football manager password. He basically said, sorry, Julian, I get to hold the control. I get to press the buttons. You get to give me maybe some influence, some advice, but I'm ultimately the guy that gets to, hold the control. And I'm the guy who gets to make the decisions here. And I think that's what Nagelsmann, once he heard that, just didn't decide to play any longer, didn't want to play any silly buggers or anything like that, didn't want to sort of get caught up in all of it, just sort of said, fine, Daniel, if you don't want to hand me over any sort of control, any sort of power, I'll just get out of here. I don't need to, be in these negotiations. I think that's what it was. Levy doesn't want to give anybody the football manager password to this team.
You know what, too, man? I question, it's complete hypothesis, but I question, what kind of effect that news had on the playing squad, on Harry Kane in particular, and on the son and on the senior
True.
players. When they find out that, all right, this is, everybody wants this guy just about, but all of a sudden the club is saying we haven't talked to him when we know damn well you have talked to him. And why? Why is he walking away? It's what the just don't care attitude Bob Spur talks about. That's we see it in the players, but it's really, it comes down to the administration of how this club's run. That's where the don't care attitude really originates from.
But as well,
Nagelsmann's not a moron. He doesn't want to deal with that.
But as well, we wonder why any manager, like what this needs is a manager to come in and have control.
Yeah.
But we wonder why managers have no power. And, we keep blaming managers, this, that, and the other. But the reality is, how many times have we seen it? Player doesn't like what the manager says. I'll go to Daniel. They shouldn't know him on a first minute basis. They should be calling him Mr. Levy. They shouldn't have that sort of relationship with him. So, you're seeing players now that they're full run of the place. They don't care. There's no leader. There's no one they have to adhere to. There's no one there to set any rules. So that means they can do what they want. That's what they've wanted all along, And it's just, it's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. And the sad thing is like, we've got a lot of players out on loan that need to go. We've got a lot of players filling up this squad that need to go. And the reality is none of them can stay here. And everyone's saying, well, you can't get rid of them all. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. No more of these excuses for.
Well, you've already gotten rid of 5-6 managers, so you can't get rid of any more of those. Like, you might as well start getting rid of the players at this stage.
But by adopting this attitude, if you can't get rid of them all, we keep going through this phase every single time. And it's gone on for 3-4 years now, and it's nowhere near good enough. You have to come to a point where you have to make drastic changes. If you want to see drastic changes on the pitch, you want to see drastic changes in attitude, you clear out the squad. You bring in a manager. You make it known to that squad. No more come tailing to Daniel. You fucking answer to that manager, and that manager only. But then also, that requires Daniel Levy to change his attitude. He can't be sitting there wanting little spies in and around the place to come up and speak to him all the time, to tell him what's going on. Because the reality is, you see that on the football pitch because they don't, because they have full roost. They can do what they want. They think they're powerful. They're up there planting in his ear, get rid of this guy. He's not for us. Get rid of that guy. This, that, and the other. He also needs to distance himself away from that playing squad. He has to. He's good at business. He's charming and everything else. It's the likes of a director of football that should be coming and speaking to him. Like you, for instance, the chain of command should be, if a player's got a problem, you go to your captain. Your captain, if captain can't sort it out, he goes to the manager. If the manager can't sort it out, he goes to the director of football. If he can't sort it out, he goes to Daniel Levy. That should be the chain of command, not from here to here. It should never happen. And that's why, ultimately, a lot of our problems, that's why we see what we see. It needs big changes this summer. But most importantly, you've got to get back to a day and age where you're starting to give these managers some power around here. Graham Souness done a brilliant interview on Off the Ball there last week. And he said, being a modern day manager, he says it's a thankless job. He says, unless you get results straight away, you're not given any time to sort of get things right. And half the time you're going into clubs where they have high turnover managers, and the managers are being blamed rather than the players in the squad. And he says, with these modern day players, they just don't care.
Yeah.
And if they have them sort of attitudes, them laid back attitudes, you wonder why you're seeing some of the shit you see out there on the football pitch. You hear a lot of the older guys talk that football's got worse, now than what it was back then, and that's because you're seeing players just who don't care. Back then you were seeing everyone had to earn their money because the players are on so much money. They're so powerful, and Graham Souness was like, it's like going into the bookies and throwing 50 quid on red or black on the roulette. That's what it's like with players nowadays, because you just don't know what you're going to get, because there's a lack of professionalism around some of these guys in terms of, yeah, they're fit, yeah, they stay fit and everything else, but their mentality, their attitude, that also, that professionalism is not there in terms of that. And if you don't have that, you don't have anything. Talent will only grab you so far. You have to have the attitude and mentality to go with it. But, you've got to give a manager a power. Klopp has power at Liverpool. That's why players don't steer left. That's why players can't get him sacked. That's why they ran about for him playing his football for the last 6 years, which gave rewards. Jurgen Klopp, look at the power he has. João Cancelo, no problem. Off you go. De Bruyne, no problem. On the bench. Problems are not allowed to fester. They don't have the owners here where they can get managers sacked, plant seeds, this, that, and the other. And the reality is, yes, they've spent money, but you have to work hard to play in the Guardiola system. You have to run about. And the reason why they do that is because they know Guardiola has ultimate power. And if they don't do that, they will not last. We don't do that at Tottenham. We don't send out that message. The message we send out is, come here, boys, do what you want, and see out your 5-year contract we give you.
We've seen who has too much power, and it's the players. And we've also seen as well that nothing gets questioned by the decisions upstairs as well. Even if the people upstairs make the wrong decisions, there's nobody there to sort of hold them accountable for it. They don't even hold themselves accountable for it. But also on top of that, the players have absolutely too much power. Phil P in the house says we are at a crossroads here, everybody. Unless Levy gets this situation sorted out properly and quickly for once, we are going down that table next season. It's so sad to say. I think that's what Harry Kane was alluding to, Mr. Phil P. He basically said this sort of summer and everything, you can quickly find yourself on either end where you can fall straight back down to 10th and 11th, or you could find yourself sort of back in competing, in the top 6 and in the top 5. But it is either way. It's not exactly like we're going to sort of sit in this position right here. I think it's only going to teeter to one side or the other. And it's all dependent on this summer. And by the looks of things have not gotten off on the right track thus far. And we're sort of playing kind of the same sort of games and the same sort of mistakes that we usually have, Phil. And this is probably more than ever, even though previous summers were crucial, even though previous summers felt like, this needed to get done right. More so than ever. And it's almost cliche to say, but this absolutely needs to get done right this summer because we could easily slip further and further and further down that table. And with the way other teams are strengthening these days too, Phil, you have the likes of Nottingham Forest who are in relegation with, Keylor Navas is their goalkeeper. For a relegation team, feel like the Premier League has become practically the Super League, so that if you're not willing to sort of compete with the rest, you can easily slip out and you can easily get punished for it. Practically most of these teams now are basically buying the best of players. They're spending 100 million, 150 million has become a standard. If we're not willing to get with the rest and be able to also get the right decisions in, easily fall down that table. Easily, my man. Absolutely right on a crossroads. As well, we have the likes of Bottom Duda here with a super chat. The players have too much power in this club. Half of them need to be shipped out and replaced with 2 to 3 27-year-olds, 27 plus year olds, not exciting young prospects. I think it needs to be a mix of both, Bottom Duda. But where I agree with you when it comes to sort of bringing in some more kind of experience and veteran players is we don't exactly have any leadership or any accountability in the squad whatsoever. There's not really anybody that I can point to right now that I'm super confident in sort of being captain. Even as much as some people would put Højbjerg up there, is he really playing well enough to deserve, being the captain? I'm not really too sure. Even Harry Kane at the end of the day, as much as we all love him, we know he's not perfect. We know he's not exactly the best captain sort of material either. We probably do have to look sort of into the transfer market. We have to look at other clubs, bring in a guy that can sort of set the culture right, bring in a guy that can sort of set some standards around this club, set some standards for the squad at least. You see the impact that a Thiago Silva has had. You've seen the impact of other sort of veteran players being brought into, sides in the Premier League. And I don't know. I think we need the same. Even Ben Mee, look what Ben Mee brought to, Brentford. He's been able to bring some sort of solidity. We need guys that can actually be leaders in that team for us because we have almost none. And they're also very quick to sort of put blame on others. I think in this team, we have a lot of people that are happy to put blame on each other instead of themselves. We need some guys that can have some accountability in this team. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I just, I'm not going to write off Højbjerg as a captain potential just yet because we just don't know what's going to happen next season. We don't know what kind of formation we're going to play. We don't know the manager. We don't know if we're bringing in any other players who can take that mantle. If you don't put the pressure, if you don't put the onus completely on Højbjerg to run that midfield next to a player that isn't as good and has exactly similar traits of him, I think he's very good at marshaling around, a progressive midfield and forward line. I think he has that ability. If you're going to frustrate him, then you can see he collapses and he crumbles. So I'm not writing him off yet. I want to see what happens next, but I'm not really confident that whatever happens next is really going to do anything beneficial for this club.
And I just want to come back on something the Bolton Duke said there, Jack. Look, age is only a number. If you're good enough, you're old enough. You know, it really doesn't matter whether you're 17, 18, or you're 35, 36. It does not matter. If you're good enough, you're old enough. And that's it at the end of the day. You look back at, you know, even a lot of our recruitment under Steve Hitchens, some would argue under Paratici as well, that, you know, hasn't been of the highest quality, hasn't been the best. I think we've seen the resemblance of trying to go in the right direction under Paratici, but when you've still got other bits of recruitment from past eras and not necessarily the best of it left, it holds you back. What we need is we just need more technical players in here. It doesn't matter what age they are; they just have to be good enough. That's the simple reality of it. That's the matter of the fact of it.
I think we're going to need to look into the transfer market to bring in these type of players to bottom dude. It's not going to come from within. It's a rotten squad. It's a rotten core, and it's just going to need a ton of players from the outside. And like you said, it can't be just a ton of 19-year-olds, you know, injected into the team. It's going to need to be some players that have been there and done that and have some sense of experience that they can, you know, influence the rest of the squad with and have some sort of, you know, influence that way. Big yourself up, my man. Good to see you in here. Cool Sexy Football says, big up, lads. Losing doesn't even hurt anymore as it's half expected, and that's scary and worrying.
Yeah.
Lewis family, please sell up and let the big boys take over.
Yeah.
Feel like at that stage, Nick and Dave, it's
Nick, you
expected.
can go first.
I mean, it's tough, man. Every single, we could lose 10 in a row. The 11th would still sting just as bad, man. You know, the Lewis, it's at, you know, man, I haven't really brought it up because we haven't been talking as frequently as we usually do. But man, your comments on what your conversation with Harry Redknapp really affected me badly. And I really couldn't deal with even getting into Spurs media for a couple of days after that. And it was nothing that we didn't know, but it defined exactly what the ceiling of this club is underneath this ownership. That it will only get to a certain level because the people who make the ultimate decision at the end of the day don't want it to go any further than that. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, it's, the Lewis family, or at least Joe Lewis. I don't know what's up with his daughter. I don't know if that's all rumor and conjecture, but that she's a fan and she wants to see big changes as well. I mean, I swear to God, I hope so much if that's the case.
Where was this before it was put into a trust fund, though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, it seems like a power play more than that.
Yeah, very, very true. But you know what? The ultimate, at the end of the day, you know, it needs to be, you know, the people who pull the strings of this club need to be changed. And that's the only thing that's going to change. It's not going to happen this summer. The change is not going to come this summer. You know what, like would have been a phenomenal change? Julian Nagelsmann. That's not going to happen this summer. So don't expect anything big, man. Don't expect any rewriting of the books.
Which makes me concerned because Nagelsmann's whole issue with Chelsea and Tottenham has been recruitment. You know, what's in place for recruitment. So, you know, the fact that a manager has sort of turned us down on that basis doesn't exactly give me feeling full of confidence this summer. But Cool Sexy Football.
I don't blame you at all, man. I don't blame you at all for how you feel.
It's becoming a routine. Like you said, it doesn't hurt anymore. It's just a routine. Wake up on a Saturday, get ready to lose again.
You're getting used to it. That's what it is, right? You're just when you get used to something, you know, you probably have more of a stomach for it, or even you're half expecting it, like you said.
Yeah, like the last 3 years, I've been angry. I've been upset, reduced to tears, ranting and raving and stuff like that. It's kind of getting that to the point where, you know, it's just like, you just expect it now. And that's the sad reality of it. And it's never supposed to be like this. It's not, you know, and the thing is with what we have at this club, with a Harry Kane, with his son, you know, with that brand new stadium, with the training complex, with the owner who's got billions of pounds, it doesn't have to be like this. Yeah. And that's the sad reality of it. Now, you know, we're in a position now, right, where, look, they ain't going anywhere right now. They ain't going anywhere until there's a bid being thrown in either. But, you know, you can keep trying, keep sending out the message out there, keep doing the protests and stuff like that. You can keep reinforcing that message. But, you know, before they have spent money, but they've spent it poorly. But right now, they need to do what they've never done before. And that's find big money and fix these issues once and for all. Because that's the only thing that's going to fix this right now and fix it quickly, is having that money, is doing the right thing with that money. Before, you would argue we spent money, we haven't spent it wisely. But now we can't have that argument anymore. Now it is, you just need that money and it needs to be spent. It's that simple. Yeah, you can sit here and have these arguments about them spending the money poor wisely in the past. That's in the past. I'm looking forward to the future, and to sort this future out, it needs a cash injection. So go and get it done. Forget about, at some stage, you got to wipe the slate on that sort of stuff about spending it poorly. And at some stage, you have to try and sort it out. And we've tried doing it, with bringing in a new director of football. We've tried doing it with managers and stuff like that. But it's all been done incrementally. This now needs one and done. And it's going to need major investment this summer. And I've said this in the past: if they are not willing to sort this out and put it right, and stop putting the fans through this pain. Stop it. I don't want it. No one else wants it. Do you understand the repercussions it's having on people, their mental health, their happiness, everything else? If you can't fund it, sell it. Stop putting us through this.
Yeah, I agree with that. At this stage, I feel like you can't even solve one thing and then just sort of put the other problems down the road, right? They can't solve the defense this summer and sort of feel like, all right, we'll look at goalkeeper, next season or something like that. Because that's also been the way Spurs have gone about things, where even when they do have major problems, they'll sort of address maybe one at a time, even if they get that one problem addressed, if they can. But what is going to need to happen is they're going to need to address the midfield. They're going to need to address the defense. They're going to need to address the goalkeeper. There are also so many players they need to move on and just get out of the club, get out of here just in general. And that's a lot of different responsibilities, a lot of different tasks. And you've seen how much we take our time. You see how little proactiveness there is, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of confidence that they're going to get the ball rolling quite quickly. That's for sure, because we're going to need them to get the ball rolling. Just want to bring up a few comments here, and then I need to get to some other super chats. But Greeny says, big up Marlon Greeny says, our midfield gets played through so easily, so the back line is in constant trouble, and a porous defense will always leak eventually. And then Bottom Duda followed that up by saying, our midfielders cannot play in any formation. We asked for a 3-man midfield, not because we would create, but because we don't get overrun in the midfield. That says it all. Do you feel like maybe the defense is starting to look a bit better, guys, with the likes of Dyer, of course, being taken out of it? But is now the midfield starting to get exposed maybe more for its own, inability and its own, deficiencies?
Absolutely. I mean, it's lucky that we're not shipping more goals right now when it comes right down to it. It's
you fix the defense, Nick, and now maybe the midfield is starting to look, a bit more exposed. If it already wasn't.
It's not that it looks a bit more. It's just that it's a bit more in the spotlight.
Sure.
It was just as bad against Newcastle. It's just that we had an even worse back line right now.
The thing is, though, as well, is like, for me, it wasn't really a problem under Højbjerg on Bentancur. It really wasn't. I was happy enough with it. For me, your backline was the problem, But since Bentancur sort of come out the team, he's been injured. Basuma's been injured for a while as well. Reality is, you're having to rely on players that just aren't good enough. Although we want them to be good enough, they're just not. You look at like when Højbjerg had to play beside Winks, the guy just wasn't good enough, and this is the problem. It's always pulling in players from here, there, and everywhere to try and cover gaps, but no one's actually sitting back and looking at the actual quality of the people, and this is our biggest problem. I've highlighted it. Skip is just not good enough. But, like you said earlier, Nick, why isn't Papa Massar being rolled out and given a chance? And it's like also people around the club don't want to make these decisions also. It's like people around the club are also sentimental towards these guys. But the reality is you can't keep putting someone out there to keep letting you down. When does it stop? You've got to make a tough call at some stage. That's it. Look, I like you. That's why I've given you an opportunity. But the reality is it's not working out. And I like you that much. I'm taking you out of the team and you need to go and work on this. But no one wants to do that. Everyone just wants to keep persisting. It doesn't matter. Roll them out there again to see if you're going to get any different. If these people in around the club think that fucking Ollie Skip is going to turn into Xavi, in the space of 1 week. It's absolutely nonsense. It's not good enough. But the reality is, I don't blame Skip either. Skip was out developing. We brought him back too soon because we didn't have players in the midfield, because we didn't buy, or we bought poorly in that area, and we refused to spend more money on it. So we draft Skip in, who's not a fully developed player. So I don't even blame Skip. He just shouldn't be here. He should be still out developing. And
Yeah.
that's the harsh reality of it. I don't blame him. He was pulled in as an emergency because we fucked up again in recruitment.
And he is where he is in his career, right? He is where he is in his development. And it looks like at this stage in time, he's probably not good enough to really take on what we need him to. But is that all on him? Is that all entirely his fault? Probably not. It's where he is in his career. And it might just be too soon for Skip. And he's sadly being exposed for it, probably in
He's
some
been
regard,
thrown in
too.
the deep end.
Thrown in the deep end. That's a better way to put it. Exactly right. Jamie Allen says, I would like to see Alfie Divine start over Højbjerg now. Nick, what do you make of Højbjerg's performance? Do you feel like it was any better than Skip's? Is it?
I definitely think it was better, and I think it's very hard not to throw him under the bus. I don't think that all of our midfield frailties are just down to his performance. I think that he's overrun, as Dave's mentioned many times. He's been played into the dirt, and he's only got Skip for a midfield partner right now, unfortunately. And that's what exposes him right now. He's not the midfield dominant superstar that we wish he was, but he is a solid player and does a job that he's asked to.
He looked a lot better when Basuma came on. He did look a lot better. And I do feel like, too, with Højbjerg, is that I know this might sound a bit sort of like picking out one moment, but I do feel like you have to bring it up. The chance that Kane missed was entirely set up by Højbjerg. Højbjerg wins the ball up very high up the pitch for us there, sets up Kane with probably the easiest one-on-one we'd seen the whole night. And Kane ultimately missed it. And it's not like we're going to get too, we're not like we're going to beat up Harry too much for it. But what I mean to say is like there were a lot of one-on-one opportunities that were for our strikers today. Højbjerg probably set up the best of all of them. He did set up the best of all of them in that chance. And I feel like maybe Højbjerg's performance, had Harry Kane put that away, would we be all over on Højbjerg's case if maybe that would have been put away by Harry Kane? I'm not sure.
I mean, you would still have your haters out there, but it would have said, there was some positive action from our midfield.
Yeah.
I think where the skepticism of Højbjerg should be,
he was giving the ball away too much, in my opinion, today. But
is the fact that when he doesn't make players that come in beside him better. Right. I think that's sort of maybe where the question on Højbjerg should be, because look, he ran about, he tried to get pressure on the ball today. We know he's not a ball playing midfielder. That's not what he was brought here to do in the first place. He was brought in here to get pressure on the ball, to make challenges and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Since Bentancur's come out of the team, Højbjerg's performances have completely, hit rock bottom. They're not good enough. And I think where the criticism of Højbjerg should be is, if he does have an Ollie Skip beside him, help coach him through the game. Yeah. Speak to him at times. Make him stop being less erratic. Help him out. Like there today, at times, in the first half, fair play to Skip. He was moving about trying to get on the ball. And Højbjerg's standing there. Højbjerg could be helping him out about a bit more. And I think the biggest problem is, what you're going to get out of Højbjerg. He's not really going to improve above and beyond what he already is. He's at that age. There's not really, he's already going to be the player he is. But you put a ball playing midfielder beside him, it can't work. Him and Bentancur did work. But he needs to try and come up with some sort of partnership with whoever is stuck in beside him when a Bentancur is out, and make it work. He's the senior pro in there. We are looking at him on making it work. At least try and make some sort of cohesive partnership. And it hasn't worked, It hasn't worked. He didn't work with Winks. He didn't work with Skip. And players that are of a less caliber than him, he can't play with.
He seems to drop like them, though, right? When he has somebody that's sort of poor or maybe not full of confidence or playing well, his standards will drop with theirs. It's not like his standards stay up here and then theirs, are here. He seems to sort of drop with them. And that's where it gets maybe frustrating, because you feel like Højbjerg too, you have to look at the age difference between the players as well, right? Like Højbjerg is also 27 years old, 28 years old. Like you think he should be able to sort of take on that type of responsibility, take on that type of onus. He can't always have, a good midfielder next to him like a Bentancur or Basuma, especially with the injuries we've had. Just having Bentancur or Basuma out both at the same time is extremely unlucky and is a bad situation to be in the way that we are. I just think, Dave, recently, this is coming from somebody who knows that Højbjerg can be a lot better. I just feel like his passing range, we know it can be a lot better.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish he turned more on the ball. I wish sometimes he took more risks on it, but then other times I'm seeing him then give it away a bit too easily, where I just feel like that's not normally how a Højbjerg would be able to handle that. And I think what people are seeing is ultimately just a much worse version of himself. Even
Right.
when he was playing at his very best in the beginning of this season, he still was a divisive player, amongst the fan base. Like a lot of people still felt like Højbjerg could be better, even when he was playing at his very best this season. And so the fact that he's dropped off considerably from that level in the beginning of the season, I think people are going to, look at it and be like, it is a bit of a, like I've always thought about, it's a bit, I don't know if it's an I told you so, but I think it is sort of a lot of people that have always had doubts about Højbjerg. They are seeing him slip into kind of his worst version of himself. And it's something that can't really be ignored. But I do feel like, and this is where it will be always ignored as well, Højbjerg at the beginning of the season was nearly one of the best midfielders in the Premier League with the way that he was playing next to Bentancur, the numbers he was producing, the effort, and just the sheer performances. And also when it was Højbjerg in midfield and as Bentancur, we didn't always get dominated in midfield. There were actually plenty of times where I felt like Bentancur and Højbjerg were dominating the opposition midfield just themselves alone. But like you said, since the injuries, and since the World Cup in general, I think Højbjerg's levels have really started dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping. And so people who've always had skepticism about him are going to point that out rightfully,
No,
I think.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. Yes, it has dipped, but at the end of the day, he's still out there doing the right things. Ollie Skip wasn't, and that's what you're seeing. That's why Ollie Skip came off. Although Højbjerg's not executing as much as he once was, he's still doing the right things.
Yeah.
Skip just wasn't. Skip was being run around. He was being danced around. On the ball, he was absolutely shocking. And, that's why you see Højbjerg in there. Look, I have no doubt if Tottenham bring in better midfielders, Højbjerg eventually will be relegated to the bench. Right? I don't think any Spurs fans would be upset with that, to be honest with you. But the reality is, do you sell Højbjerg now? No, because Skip is not as good as Højbjerg, and Skip needs to be sent out to be developed. So you keep Højbjerg, you bring in another midfielder, that leaves you Bentancur, Basuma, Højbjerg, and another guy with relative good football experience in him, a top pro. You've got four good midfielders there, four midfielders, right? But, this whole debate of, let's sell Højbjerg and keep Ollie Skip. No. Ollie Skip is nowhere near the level of Højbjerg, proven since he's come into this team. And the reality is, Basuma's come off the bench and already relegated Ollie Skip to the bench for the next game. Ollie Skip needs to be sent out to develop. Everyone was caning me 2 weeks ago or last week about it. Dave, you're being harsh, this, that, and the other. No. I just know what he needs to improve on, and I'm not blinded by it, what he needs to improve on to become a Premier League player.
Yeah.
I don't want, I get the way I keep banging on about it. People can come away with the perception, Dave hates Ollie Skip. It's not the case. I really want the guy to work out. But that's why I highlight the flaws, so that he needs to improve on them. He has to. If he wants to stay at Tottenham and make the Tottenham team, he has to improve on them. But in order to do that, you've got to send him out to develop, to play week in, week out. Because unfortunately, he came through the academy of Premier League club, and he ain't at Premier League standard. So he has to go out and learn to develop.
The Bottom Duda says with a super chat, we need players who have been in clubs where they've actually won something. The young players will get influenced by the senior losers of this team. Two parts about that I think is spot on. The Bottom Duda is Kane has spoke about this even just recently. Some of the players that have been brought into Tottenham Hotspur don't exactly have a whole lot of role models to really look up to. And even some of the younger players here at Spurs, it's not like an Alfie Dorrington. You would ask him to be taking notes from Sanchez or taking notes from Eric Dyer or anything on how to defend. There's not really a whole lot of examples or role models for anybody at this club to be looking up to. And that's the case for the young kids. That's the case for the under 18s, the under 21s. It's It's also the case for new players, like you said, that are being brought in. Even if we were to bring in, let's say, a really talented sort of center back or a really talented young midfielder into this team, even like the case of a Papa Matasar, they don't exactly have a whole lot of guys that they can look up to, a whole lot of guys that they can learn from or anything. And that's a huge issue, because then if they're not really exactly picking up any sort of lessons or picking up any sort of tips from better players than them, that means they're sort of just left to their own device to be able to somehow perform. And it leaves them in a bad situation where a lot of Spurs players, let's be honest, don't always hit the ground running. And maybe it might not always be their fault. Part of it might be because of the players that are around them that just simply aren't a good influence, like you say there. And I'll reiterate it, but I think in order to be actually fix a lot of these issues here at Bottom Dude, we're going to need to go outside of the club. We're going to need to go into the transfer market and not only bring in better quality players, but you can bring in players of quality, but mentality is almost just as important. We've brought in Ndombeles in the past who have all the talent in the world, but everything between the years was all wrong. That's why I actually, at the end of the day, like guys like Pedro Porro. I like guys like Emerson, because yes, they might have some things they need to work on and everything, but you can see that they're A, talented, and also B, they seem to have it together kind of between the years at least. And they seem to be able to sort of power on despite all the negative sort of attention that's around Spurs and despite all the toxicity that's around them. Pedro Porro, Emerson, Romero, these sort of guys, they're young, but they are sort of holding their own and they are showing that they have a better mentality, I think, than other players. But what they need is actual examples. They need actual leaders in this team for them to sort of look up to. I don't think we can expect Pedro Porro, Emerson, Romero to become all of a sudden, the leaders of this team. They're still quite young themselves. They still have a lot of learning to go. And so, like you say, bring in some players that can actually show them and can actually come from clubs of success, players that they can look up to, players that they would immediately respect when walking into their dressing room. And I think that's probably what the bottom duty means here, at least, is, guys who get brought into the dressing room immediately, shaking their hand, immediately you respect them, immediately that these guys mean business. These guys are proven winners. These guys are going to change the culture. I think you're spot on there at the bottom duty.
Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. Big up the bottom duty.
And then also J. Co says, our midfielders are absolute shite. I wish I got to this sooner, J. Co, because we had an absolutely in-depth conversation on the midfield. And you couldn't be more right, I think, in this game. The midfield is being exposed. I think Højbjerg is a much better version of what we're seeing, but I'm not going to exactly just defend him and make every excuse in the world for him. I know he can be a lot better than this, but what we need to see is just better quality. I think even though Skip and Højbjerg, they run around a lot, they work really hard, but they're just getting passed around too easily. And then also on the ball, they're just being caught lacking too often. They're just not good enough. And so what happens is that you can have hardworking midfielders, but if your midfielders aren't really good at retaining the ball and aren't very good at sort of keeping possession and keeping the tempo, you're just putting yourself under further pressure. We can have some water carriers, no problem with having water carriers in the midfield, but you need to have some guys that actually know how to take care of the ball and actually know how to take care of possession. And that's not really been the case of recent. And I think Højbjerg's been sloppy recently. I think Skip's been sloppier, but I've like at one stage, I saw Højbjerg give the ball away 3 times in the space of 4 minutes for no reason at all.
Yeah. No, it's just nowhere near good enough from either of them. To be honest with you, it's sort of sad that I'm sitting here trying to differentiate on why Højbjerg stayed on and Skip came off. The reality is both of them are sort of shit today. But I do think it is important to highlight why Skip got brought off instead of Højbjerg. But the reality is bullshit.
Here we are from the bottom duty again here. He says we need Christian Streich from Freiburg or Urs Fischer from Union Berlin. If we can get top managers, go after the best in tier 3. From what I would say with Christian Streich, he's been there for 10 years at Freiburg, and he's only in the last 2 to 3 years, I would say, really starting to catch waves with that team. And he's been at that club for so long. To bottom due to them. I'm not sure he has any plans of leaving anytime soon from what I've heard and from what I've heard from Bundesliga sort of experts, so to speak. They seem to think that he's quite happy at Freiburg. He's been there 10 plus years. He hasn't always had great seasons there. And so now that things are starting to sort of hum, now that things are starting to go a bit better for him, I wouldn't see why he would leave it now. And then also Urs Fischer from Union Berlin. The funny thing about him is that while people would assume that a Bundesliga manager would be very progressive, on the front foot, attack minded, the reason he's so successful at Union Berlin is because he's actually a bit more defensive minded than all the rest of the other German managers. Or I think he's a Swiss manager, but all the rest of the sort of Bundesliga managers, he's actually very defensive minded. And that's actually why he's so successful, which is I know you and I sort of laugh at that, right? It shows that defensive football can work, and Urs Fischer is definitely proving that. But I mean, if we are to sort of as a fan base say that we want these attack, minded on the front foot football managers, I don't know if Urs Fischer is exactly the right choice, but he's a very smart manager, and he's actually a good example of a guy who shows that defensive football can work as well, for sure.
The reality is, it really doesn't matter what manager we go for, unless they're given sort of control and a bit of power and a final say. They're all going to fail. The reality is, I would get the same out of this team as Pep Guardiola would. Literally, I would. That's the sad reality of it. Until a manager gets a bit of control around here, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. In fact, leave it vacant. That's what the players want. Just leave it vacant. Dickheads. Sick of the players.
Big up to bottom dude, my man. Would love to chat to you about those kind of managers and stuff, because I think Urs Fischer is a manager that proves a lot of us wrong about defensive football. I think he's shown that defensive football does in fact work. William Kelly says, "Why isn't Sarr getting a chance?" Nick, Papa Matasar, what do you think? Like, is he being a bit hard done by? Should he have been given more chances?
I think he is being hard done by. I think his youth is not helping him. And, I hate to say it, but, it's the same thing we fell back on in Mason's first stint. Is he playing his friends over playing what's best for the outcome of the match? And the previous two matches before this match, it just doesn't make any sense to not try something different in the midfield, to at least give a little bit of a player with different capabilities and a different skill set on that pitch. And I say it again, we saw exactly what happens when you do that when Basuma came on. We could have had that, arguably enough, they're different players, but they do have similar traits, Basuma and Sarr. We could have been seeing that from minute one. So I just Mason takes a huge hit now. The more that I think about it, as far as his credibility goes after this match in particular,
it was a bit silly for the whole is Mason capable of taking the job? Because you and I joke, Nick, on the phone. It's like, well, he's got to win these next games, before you even talk about
before you
that.
even really take it seriously.
And he's like I said, I don't think he's made himself look stupid in any way for after today, but he's at the end of the day, he didn't get the win. He didn't get the 3 points. That probably would have in some way given him some confidence to think that he's worth taking the job, but he hasn't gotten the 3 points that we needed. So
jobs for the lads, LSG.
William Kelly, I think Papa Matasar's biggest problem is he didn't lie about his age. Do you want me to be brutally honest? It's his fault for being born 2 years later than what he should have been. If he was 22 years of age, he'd be rolled out there. At Tottenham, any young players that come, they don't get an opportunity. Young players from the academy don't get an opportunity. For some reason at Tottenham, we seem to be ageist. We don't want to give any of these youngsters a chance. Even when we've had even more opportunities in the past, when we've had really more shit players here, we still never gave them the opportunity. And they're leaving up in jetting across Europe and eventually find their way back to the Premier League. But Papa Matasar's biggest problem is he wasn't born in what age is he? He's 19, so we're 23 now. He was born in 2003. He wasn't born in 2000. That's his fault. It's his mother's fault. He's not playing because he wasn't born. Honestly, it's a joke.
Get it together, Pape.
This guy produced more at Selhurst Park than what Ollie Skip did away on that away trip when he came off the bench. This guy produced more away at the San Siro than what Ollie Skip did. Yeah, he finds himself to the bench with very little opportunities. And the only thing I can think of is because the guy's 19 years of age. That's it. What else is there?
Spot on there, Davo. Any final words from you guys? I think I've pretty much said everything to my sort of, my brain feels very fried. I think from 1 through 11, or at least every section of the pitch today, or every section of the team, from defense to the midfield to the front line, they all had their own problems. There may be some individuals that I actually don't think were really all that bad. I actually think Longley was weirdly one of the better performers today, at least on the ball. Maybe, I'm not sure. I didn't look or consider too much of his moments defensively. I'll take a look back and see if he played any part in the goals conceded. But ultimately on the ball, he actually was probably one of the most influential people, I think, on the day. He was usually starting most of the attacks from the back. And then I would say Emerson,
he gets
defensively, could have been better.
Least shit award.
Yeah, least shit award definitely goes to Longley, I think, today. Absolutely right. And then might have been another player I'm thinking of, but not even worth it. Not even worth talking about it.
Well, and then Basuma, for what it's
Yeah,
worth,
Basuma, that's what I was thinking
obviously,
of. Yeah.
look, it's something to look forward to, I
Yeah,
guess.
he didn't look bad at all since coming on. In fact, he needs to start after that sort of. And Kulusevski looked good since coming on as well. Richarlison didn't take his chance. Dave, any final words from yourself?
Man, don't want Mason to get the job whatsoever. Play Papamassar or Basuma in the midfield, drop all his skip. Never want to see Ben Davies pick up a Spurs jersey again. He's fucking atrocious. And that's it. I'm sick of fucking losing. I've had enough. Fuck these players. They've let me down yet again. We're willing to sit here and sort of, change what our aims are from Champions League to Europa Conference League to suit fucking them and try and get yourself up for it. Try and see the positives in it. And then they fucking go and let you down on that. I've absolutely had enough of it. If this isn't changed this summer, I don't know if I can continue doing these watch-alongs next season, knowing exactly what's going to fucking happen. It's a joke. Players, thank you very much. Go home, give yourself a round of applause, a bow in the mirror. You've upset the fan base again. Thanks fucking very much.
Yeah. Thanks for not changing anything. Thanks for keeping it in the status quo this season. Everybody.
Fucking awesome owners, if you don't fucking want to change it this summer, stop putting us through this pain. Get out. I don't know.
Hey, last quick throwaway question, seeing as what happened earlier today. James Ward-Prowse for captain next year?
I think the captain has to come from outside, Nick. I mean, anybody that's willing to take on the captaincy role, I don't know if I can give it to literally anybody in the squad. Maybe a Bentancur, maybe, but I just don't
we
even
haven't
know.
spoke on that, but that won't work in my opinion. We can speak on that another time.
Yeah, but I just think it's going to have to come from the outside, and that screams of a bad squad, or at least a bad morale. That you're going to have to look to a leader from outside the club, not someone from within, not someone that's been there for a few years or anything like that, who's gained some sort of trust from the fan base. There's someone. I mean, some people think, like I said, Højbjerg might have the leadership qualities for it, but he's not exactly pulling his weight when it comes to the quality department and when it comes to, being one of the better players in the team. And the captain doesn't necessarily need to be the best player in the team, but he does need to be able to carry his own weight, and he does need to be able to put in consistent performances.
He's good enough to play every game or almost every game.
Yeah. They need to be good enough to play every game and almost every game. And James Ward-Prowse, I know he's probably only known for the set pieces, but I think there are other elements to his game that do get kind of sort of passed on. And he has been a captain for that Southampton side, who I know they're getting relegated this season, but he's been captain for them before in years past when they have survived and when they have stayed up. So he's probably shown that he is in some way a captain that they can respect, a captain that they can look towards and lead to. And he's carried that team in a lot of ways. And I'm not sure if he can walk in a Spurs' team and do a similar thing, but at least we know if he were to come into this team, he at least would hold himself accountable, and at least he would have his own standards, and at least he could probably improve the effort of others. He doesn't even need to come in here and be captain, Nick, but I imagine you get a guy like that, that's already a better sort of mentality to have in the team. It's already a better, it's already better.
Basketball, trap and basketball as well, some of the basics. I just don't understand how we're seeing professional footballers can't do it. Who the fuck offered them a contract like that, Scout? But Jack, we've got the ball do it with one last super chat here before we end off. It says Firmino, Kante, Asensio, Rabiot, De Vrij, Thuram, and Dike, all available for free. Roma already acted on
I heard Hassan Aouar, by the way, is a bit of a naughty one. So I think that was part of
was
part of the reason why he was never picked up on, because he's a bit of a naughty one. I would love to have Ndika. I think Ndika
immediately.
He's desperately needed. He's built for the Premier League by his physicality as well. He's huge, he's tall, very quick, good in the air. Ndika, good on the ball for the most part as well. I think he's built for the Premier League. A De Vrij, I'd be curious if he has sort of the leadership qualities that we need, and he has sort of that experience and that sort of veteran type character that we need in the squad. I'd say get him in. If he's not exactly that type of guy, maybe you look to a different sort of older player. Like, I think you would go after a similar age type player, but maybe someone who has more of the leadership qualities. Conte, I would love to have him, but I mean, that's going to be an interesting one. See how that goes out. Asensio, Rabiot, not too sure. I'm not exactly going to say I'm desperate for those two, but Marcus Thuram, I really like. I think he'd be an interesting Sonny replacement, or not Sonny replacement, but Sonny alternative. And I know you're looking at Sonny alternatives to Bottom Duda. I know you think that's a valuable position. and then Ndika, I'd be all for. Absolutely right. And to be honest, even today, Emi Martinez wasn't great on the ball. Actually, he played a lot of passes out of play. He was actually quite poor on the ball for the most part, but he makes great saves, and he made some great saves today. And he stopped, for the most part, all of our one-on-ones, and he made most of our players miss when they've had the chances. So Emi Martinez, who I do believe is going on a free this summer, he's also up for grabs too, to bottom Duda as well.
Wouldn't be a bad idea, you know, bringing in Kante either, or letting a Skip or a Sar go out and develop. You know, at least you're bringing this guy into European games or cup games. 32 years old, been there, done that. You know, wore the t-shirt. For me, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to bring him in here on a free either.
Big up to bottom Duda, my man. Appreciate the support. Everybody, we'll leave you there. Hit the like button, please, but it's just going to be another rough week, I imagine. And also, I couldn't probably look even more forward to the summer, because it's going to be, in some manner or form, I imagine, therapy for us, because it means that hopefully changes can be happening when it comes to this squad and other areas as well. And maybe the summer can be some type of therapy for us. But everybody, I think we'll leave you there. Do appreciate you all tuning in on the watch alongs as per usual. No major crashes or anything like that. Nick, thanks for filling in. Did a great job. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances
look,
again.
I'm no Sean Butler, but you know, I do what I can, man. I'll just leave you with this. I've never wanted a season to end more in my life.
I think a lot of people agree with you on that. Absolutely. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Thanks
be seeing
everyone
everybody.
for today. See you also.